Live from the Toad Hop Network studios
in Hollywood.
This
is the ToadHopNetwork.com.
A place of our own without a lot of parents peering down our backs.
Radio worth watching. And here we go.
All right, everybody, it's the Schmoes Know Podcast. It's me. Check. It's me, Kristian Harloff.
And I am public enemy number one this week, ladies and gentlemen. Schmoville's most wanted. You may know me as General Zod. How is everybody doing this evening?
We still love you, Ellis.
Yeah, listen, there's going to be a lot of talk on what Mr. Ellis here is referring to. But before you that, I'd like to...
I love you.
Yeah, and we love you. Our co-host, Tiffany Smith. How are you, Tiffany?
I'm good. I have a little bit of a man voice this week. It's a little...
What's up with that? You got a sexy kind of phone
raspy.
sex operator.
It's been a long week. There have been some early mornings for E3 stuff.
There's been some early mornings. I had to go watch video games get played.
I played some video games and I watched them on the TV and they talked about them and stuff.
Now, why don't you ever do that voice during the celebrity dating game? You just make it up. Joan Rivers.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we should have just made you Joan Rivers.
It's because I have to have someone else do it and then I can copy it back.
All right, well, that was good. Now, there's a couple things we're going to talk about tonight. There's a lot of... This week was crazy.
It was a crazy week, both in and out of Schmoville. There was a lot of interesting news. We have a special guest coming in at 9. This is going to be a packed 2 hours, my friend. I mean, you handle it.
It's already getting crazy in here. Makuga can't keep his beer in his mouth. He's drooling behind you.
It's the truth.
It's a new beer. He's got to break it in a little bit.
Speaking of Makuga, we'll talk about him in a second, too. Just to let you guys know what's going to happen tonight's show. Yes, we're going to talk. We all went to Maria Menounos' birthday party. She invited us like 2 weeks ago. We went. We're going to tell a couple stories about what the hell happened there because it was pretty fun. And then we're going to talk about the news. There was a lot of news that happened this week, movie news. And there was also something that our own Joe Ruggiero, the artist formerly known as Shoesy Pants.
I was going to say, what's that name?
Yeah, Joe Ruggiero, the artist formerly known as Shoesy Pants. He actually broke a story that went all over the internet. It went everywhere.
You break one story online and suddenly you think you're not Shoesy Pants anymore?
I know, it's the truth. But the thing was, look,
Kristian actually remembers his last name
do.
now.
He was proud of me that I remembered his name. But the thing is, too, there were a lot of mixed reactions to that. Like, there was a lot of positive talk about what happened with that story, and there was some negative stuff too. And we actually may even have a caller who from another website had talked some negative stuff about it, but we came to our differences, and he's going to call in. Not the guy we're talking about, somebody else.
This is all part of
You saw my face, right? I was like,
not that
what?
guy. We're going to talk about that guy too, but that's all coming up later. And then we're going to be El Mayambe is going to be calling in, and he's going to talk about some stuff that he's going through with Marvel right now. That's been crazy.
His special Superman name that he tweeted today, his Kryptonian name. Mayambe.
All right, so we'll be invited. He's going to call in around the 8:30 area, so that'll be fun. And then, I mean, again, we have something really fun that's going to happen tonight. If you guys listened last week, JTI, who basically wins every contest that he's in, Josh the intern, he is going to be going one-on-one against the craziest man in Schmoville, Bobby Finstock.
The most dangerous man in Schmoville. They got a little battle going on, and what I love is the prize.
Yeah, it's a Rocky trivia contest, and the prize.
This is
if you're watching this on video right now, I'm holding up a dog leash that I found in my car when I was cleaning it out,
Which is weird that you found a dog leash in your car. That's
I used to have a dog.
Enough. Yeah,
so
you used to have a dog.
I was like, you have no dogs, you have a child.
It's true. I walked the kid around the mall.
Go through the airport. You got to know where you're going.
It makes it a lot easier.
What we're gonna do is the winner will walk the loser around with the dog leash on as they interview people about movies. When that will happen,
I feel like Finstock would like that.
I don't know. Listen, here we're going to talk about all this as we get there. It's something to look forward to. That'll happen at the end of the second, right before the second break. And then Cathy Kelley from AfterBuzz TV, our friend, is going to be coming in as well. She's
bringing food.
She is bringing food, but she's also going to be here because she deals with TV all the time. And our segment that we debuted last week that was a hit, the Wild Man TV, that's coming back. We'll be doing that, and then we're going to talk about the controversial subject that broke in Schmoville this week.
What a rundown of a show. Speaking of Cathy Kelley, she was also at Maria Menounos' party. So
you don't want to talk about what we're going to talk about?
And affair to remember. My God, what a Saturday night.
All right, I guess we'll get into we'll get into the comment stuff later, I guess. All right, so let's talk about this. We mentioned Wild Man. This guy was the star of the show. Why don't you dance in the background and do one of your dances? signature dances that you do so much. Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
That is the mild version of what we saw on Saturday Night Kids.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
I'm not going to lie. It really, truly was a beautiful thing to see.
You can see it on Schmoes Plus.
Here because, look, was Josh the MVP of the night? Of course he was. I'm proud of everybody on this panel, and I'll tell you why. Because we all get invited to Maria Menounos' party. We find out it's a luau-themed party.
Right.
So everybody's got to go in costume. And look, I pulled after that look in college. I know what I'm doing around the luau.
Miami Vice.
But not everybody else did. I mean, Mark Riley comes to play, right?
Yeah.
Me and Riley went shopping earlier that day.
It was amazing.
I forced all the boys to text me photos of what they're buying.
And Riley looked great. He looks like a drug dealer on Miami Vice.
Yeah.
And we're pre-gaming at Buffalo Wild Wings, and who walks in? But the guy from Fantasy fucking Island, man. Josh the intern comes in.
I didn't even know he had hair.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
I literally thought your hat was on there like a Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back situation.
It's never removed.
You remove his
He's
hat and he
super
dies,
good at it.
but he didn't die. He was there. And he out of everyone, though, JTI really had, like, I looked at his pictures. He saw shit that I didn't even see. There's monkeys there. There's a
monkey on his head.
There's people eating fire. And I knew all of this, not because I experienced it, because I saw JTI's pictures the next day. The guy was like, literally, he's like, I don't know the next time I'll ever do this. And he was walking around, like there's a bird on his face at one point. So he had a lot of fun. But let's talk about the Wild Man, because this is something that impressed all of us. Now, we all know here in Schmoes that he's fearless, but this takes it to a new level, where everyone's at a party and there's this big circle. And Maria Menounos was in Dancing with the Stars, so she's out there and she's just moving. By the way, yeah, she was with the guy we'll talk about in a second. But the one thing
Josh
about
doesn't do his research.
No.
He just shows up to play.
He
That
didn't
makes
even
it
know
better.
who he was dancing with.
No, he did. So
gamer.
the thing though, what was so great about Maria Menounos, by the way, and Kevin, is the fact that when we got there, they were as cool on there as they were on the show. These are some of the coolest people that I think that we've met too, because they were like super open and remembered everyone's name. It was so much fun. They really made it a lot of fun for everyone to be there. But so we get there and there's this big party and Maria Menounos is dancing around and you got at one point, I mean, the fucking Kardashians there. Mel Gibson's over on one side. It's you got Topher Grace and
My doppelganger was there.
Yes, and Turtles there, and it's crazy.
Terrell
It's this crazy
Owens.
thing. And so all these people
Theo.
are dancing. So it's kind of, and everyone's watching Menounos. So who jumps in the middle of the circle? And by the way, you can see you can see this thing we're about to talk to on Schmoes Plus if you go there. Makuga jumps in the middle of the circle, and people are like, "Who is this madman?" And then I see Derek Hoff, the champion of Dancing with the Stars, like 100 times. He's like, "Look at that guy!"
He just won this season with Kelly Pickler too.
And so he's pointing. He's like, "Look at that guy! Look at that guy!" And I walk and I see him. I see Derek looking at Makuga, and I run up to him and I go, "It's all about that guy's eyes. That guy's eyes are crazy." Talking about Makuga, I'm like, "Look at his eyes! Look at his eyes!" And then so
You did have the crazy eyes going. It's probably all those Patron Jello shots.
absolutely. So, but then
Patron popsicles.
Menounos moves out of the circle. Someone else and Makuga gets into a dance off with the fucking Dancing with the Stars champion.
The reigning champion, number one with the bullet. Makuga says, I don't fear this guy.
No.
And to his credit, if you watch the video, I think everybody here and everybody at the party definitely agreed.
Schmoes Plus.
Makuga wins. Makuga wins.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
the great part was Derek didn't try and like do his ballroom like dance moves. He like was meeting you with whatever moves you threw at him. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that same move. It's fine."
Yeah.
You know what it was? It was a guy who's great in the gym. You know, he's great shooting threes in a nice, serene country club setting. But when you get out on the hardwood, man, when you get out on Rucker Park, you got to talk it and back it up, and that's what Josh Makuga did.
I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer.
He sure.
You're a dancer.
He sure was.
Is what you are.
So, Makuga, so real quick, how much fun did you have? What was your favorite party?
That was one of the more fun parties I've ever been to.
Okay.
And I've been to quite a few, and I don't remember a lot of it.
You don't remember my favorite part?
Yeah, I didn't because you had to call in threes too much and tell it. But I do remember dancing with Derek Huff, and then I remember I like grabbed Maria Menounos, dipped her.
Yeah.
And her like lei fell off. You can see that in the video. I like prop it back and the thing. And she went in for a kiss on the cheek, and she caught like part of my mouth, which was like the highlight of my life.
A
at this
corner
point.
kiss.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then
Did you do the little head twirl right before she went
That
in?
wasn't.
He
that-
totally
that-
did.
It was
That,
the Jersey
that
head
wasn't.
twirl.
That wasn't Menounos. That was actually Mel Gibson.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Say that.
But
and then I went to the bar and I'm like winded. I'm dying because I was dancing pretty hard, and the bartender was like, "Dude, you're like the life of the party."
Yeah,
I was
it's pretty
like, all right,
great.
I'll be back. And I just like jump back in.
And he's being modest too, because then he danced with Julian Huff, by the way,
Yes,
Footloose
he did.
Girl,
Yeah.
for a long time, and that was awesome. We had a lot of video of that, and Derek Huff
Oh, jeez.
grabbed the video from Riley from his phone and deleted the video.
Did he really?
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
When
couldn't
he
believe
took
it.
Though, it was so slick.
It was
Like
so
it was like,
slick. Let
hey,
me
it
see.
wasn't
Hey,
mean.
no, it
it
wasn't mean.
It was just like, hey.
No, he's like,
Here
let me
you
check.
go.
Yeah, and it was really nice. But then the other thing was too. So then I look over, and then Topher Grace sees everybody dancing with Makuga. He's like, I got to get in on this. So he starts dancing with Makuga, and he jumps onto Makuga to like catch him. Makuga catches him for about 2 seconds. Then they just fall hard, crash onto the floor. Everyone's cracking up, and I was like, he just dropped Mark Ellis.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, are we sure this is Topher?
Yeah, we were sure.
Everybody's had a few drinks, so you're sure it was Topher Grace.
If it was you, I think you would be in a lot more pain today after falling on the ground.
Yeah, that's right. When you have a hernia, you're kind of restricted as far as jumping into another man's arm.
Yeah, did you hear the news? Topher had to drop out of his latest project because of his back.
But anyway,
It's crazy.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Look, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we all went. And and again, thank you to Maria
You had a
Menounos.
really funny line though when you came up to me and you were like, "Dude, if I would have told my 12-year-old self that I'd be at a party one day with Mel Gibson, I would have said, all right, sir."
No, I would have said, will you be my dad? I tweeted that out. Thank you. But all right, guys, so the party was fun. Again, if you want to see some stuff. And another thing Josh Makuga just did, too, on Schmo Plus, he just had an interview with Amy Acker from Much Ado About Nothing and A Cabin in the Woods. And you should check. Yeah, you should.
Did he dance with her? Do you get a mouth kiss?
No, but
mouth kiss?
it's a great interview, though. Again, go to Schmo Plus, check it out. All right, Riley, Ken Knapsack is not here today.
Yeah.
You are going to be doing the news.
I'm doing the news.
All right, so let's do the news real quick, and then we're going to get into some of these stories.
All right. Well, I'm not going to try in any way to take over for Ken, so I'm just going to tell it like it is, folks. Yeah. Here's the fucking news.
Yeah.
And it's
swear a lot.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
No. Come on, keep it clean.
All right.
You're running a website.
Okay, so this is exclusive, of course, to schmoesknow.com now. So we're going to start with Superman. It's set for the big screen, coming out tomorrow, and we're finally going to go see if this is the big superhero movie to beat.
I hear good things.
I hear good things as well. It hasn't stopped Warner Brothers now and DC Comics from greenlighting a sequel to Man of Steel, and they're bringing back Zack Snyder and David S. Goyer as screenwriters. So Goyer's deal is part of a huge 3-picture deal. He's got Man of Steel, he's got Man of Steel 2, and Justice League.
Wow.
So, if this does well, we're going to get some movement on Justice League, all right? So that's interesting. Everybody's speculating on what the villain's going to be. Darkseid, Doomsday. I think it's going to be Lex Luthor. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so go see Man of Steel this weekend because we wanted to make a lot of money so we can see a Justice League movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, agreed.
What's our next one?
All right, so now Top Gun 2 is making news. It's still out there.
Okay.
Jerry Bruckheimer was at the Produced By conference last weekend, and he said that for 30 years we've been trying to make a sequel, and we're not going to stop. We want Tom Cruise, and Paramount is still interested in making it. So that's getting some traction now. The last draft that came out was Christopher McQuarrie, who did Usual Suspects, and it was rumored to be about the drone program that the Navy is doing that's taking over for the Top Gun pilots. So I have no idea what that story is going to be like.
Make them cyborgs. You two robots are going to Top Gun.
Right.
Exactly. So we'll see about Top Gun 2. I don't know about that.
What's next?
Next, Arnold is coming back for Terminator 5.
Is that confirmed?
He confirmed it with the Wrap.
Okay.
He has said that it's going to start shooting in January of 2014.
Wow.
Paramount is gunning to get is negotiations right now to get the rights. And Doug Ellison's Skydance Productions, who did Star Trek Into Darkness and the original Star Trek, are coming on as producers. So this seems right in their wheelhouse. Okay. So my only question is, T-800 that Arnold plays, is he a 65-year-old Terminator now?
Right. That's what. Yeah.
Is he sleeping with maids?
Right.
What's going on? Okay. So next we have hot off the presses is Disney has just announced 2 untitled new Marvel movies.
So
For
exciting.
2016 and 2017. Now, we already know we have Avengers 2 coming, Ant-Man, we have Thor, Captain America, all these. We don't know what these movies are. They're not saying. Everybody's speculating. I think it's Doctor Strange and Black Panther. Myself, I think those
it's
are
Doctor
the 2.
Strange.
Yeah.
Wow.
They've been
Putting
talking about it a
my money
lot.
behind
Kevin
that one.
Feige has been saying for years he loves Doctor Strange. He wants to do it. And then El Mayambe was breaking all those bits about Black Panther. So I think that's what we're going to get.
Doctor Strange and Black Panther, huh?
Yeah. Those are the.
They kind of seem like they're at the end of Marvel's bench now.
I know.
Marvel is up by 30 points in this game, and they're just emptying. They're putting in the reserves.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Black Panther, have your own movie.
It's kind of happening that
All right.
way. Yeah.
Look, they haven't messed up yet.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
All right. Now here's I wanted to because we do have a phone call coming in, and I know you haven't gotten to the news yet about Star Wars, so I'll go ahead and say it.
Oh, that wasn't even on here. I don't know.
All right,
Was
well,
that?
all right. So here's what happened. So we got one, and let's bring in Joe real quick
Yeah,
because I
let's
want
do
Joe to
that.
be here too. So Joe Ruggiero, our writer on our site, had gotten the news about this, the episode 7 news.
Yeah.
And what would possibly could happen in the expanded universe? Will it happen? We don't know. So we got our hands on this thing, and we said, it would be. Is it going to happen? Maybe it could be a ruse by J.J. Abrams. Who knows? But the fact that this breakdown came in, it was from a source that
speculatory, but it's reliable.
It was a source that we said, okay, there's enough here that we'd be idiots not to at least post it, possibly. So and the reaction that we got from. There was a lot of positives. There was a lot of negatives. And from some of the negatives, Devin Faraci wrote something. And what he said was, these guys, he's like, look, I understand why they had to post it. Something to me smells fishy, but, all power to him, but I don't buy it. And to me, I said, okay, great. I respect that. That's, he's from Badass Digest. I get it. Respectful thing. Then there were other sites though that were going, they're lying. They just want hits on their site, and I'm like, that's kind of shitty. And I'm like, I want to talk to people about it and see why they felt that way. And there were two people specifically. One of them didn't get back to me. The other one was, said, I'll come on. I'll talk about it for sure. His name is Brian Young, and Brian's on the phone right now. Brian, how are you, man?
Oh, good. I can kind of barely make you out. My reception's a little dodgy.
No, can you? All right. So
are you driving in the canyon right now?
No. I'm outside the convention center. I'm at a convention back east, and it's quieter out here than it is in there.
Oh, I'm sure. All right. Now, so Brian, look, I don't know if you heard the intro of what we're saying. So we broke this story. We talk. Again, in the story, Joe had said, take it with a grain of salt. He trusted his source, but there's always a possibility it was a ruse or whatnot. And there were a couple sites that were hesitant on the news, but you flat out said we were just hit whores, kind of looking for hits. And I just wanted to say why do you think that was necessary?
I will cop to the fact that perhaps I was a little harsh, and would like to apologize for saying that specifically.
All right. Well, your apology accepted.
Pardon?
I said apology accepted. I appreciate
the
that.
The only whore here is Josh McCouga, and that's just for chicks. So.
One of the guys in here is a whore, but okay. So sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, okay. So I cover Star Wars on a daily basis. I write for the official Star Wars website. I talk to people who are in the know, in the press circuit on a regular basis, and the one consensus that there is across the board is that the expanded universe is probably going to die completely. And one of the things about that I think is the most reliable tip-off for it is that they're hiring J.J. Abrams to be this great creative talent, and they're not going to hand him handcuffs called the expanded universe. Do that.
No, I don't disagree with you there in the fact that, why would you bring J.J. Abrams on? First of all, and then if you're just gonna say, I want you to follow this specific storyline, but who's to say that he was like that? And again, if the possibility that he does like this one element from the expanded universe, and then says, well, let's play it off of some more of the stuff that George originally wanted. And the other thing was the fact that J.J. Abrams also said that certain things in the new Star Trek movie wouldn't be there. So he's always throwing things left and right. And I'm actually more on your side that I don't necessarily think this is going to happen. My point was just the fact that if it does, I wanted people and everybody here, Joe wanted people to know that it's a possibility.
And what was going on?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
There's two other things at play here. First, I've been covering Clone Wars. The TV show from the day it started, and the way talking to all the creative types there about how it works is that George comes in, says, I have a story, and the writers and the fans that work on the show come up and say, okay, this is how we're going to do things based on George's story. So all of the expanded universe elements that get smuggled into the Clone Wars are because Dave Filoni and the guys working on the show smuggle it in there based on what George already has an idea for. And there's no indication that Michael Arndt or Lawrence Kasdan are any fans of
Well, we don't know
that kind
though,
of stuff already happening.
But that's the thing. We don't have indication of shit though. You know, it's like again, like I said, I think that there's going to be some more original stuff than expanded universe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not discounting anything at this point.
And I kind of I understand what you're saying, where it's like they're bringing JJ in to do a whole creative new story idea, but he came into Star Trek having characters, having some kind of framework, and so saying that these two main characters may or may not be involved, if they are, I don't think that's such a shackling for him that he'd be like, I can't work with this.
Right.
Riley?
Yeah, I want to ask you, sir. I have a friend who wrote for the Clone Wars. He wrote a bunch of episodes, and he said when he was at Lucasfilm and at Skywalker Ranch that they had basically the Star Wars Bible that George created at one time that included the expanded universe.
That's so cool.
That people would go to as reference for the Clone Wars, and it did include the expanded universe. And that I've heard different things that George isn't walking in the room. It's more like check the book.
There's two things going on there. One, George isn't the one who put that book together. That was a fellow named, originally it was Bill Slavichek, who was the guy at West End Games who puts all of that original stuff together for the role-playing game. And then they passed that over to the expanded universe, and then Lucasfilm hired a guy named Leland Chi, who goes by the Twitter handle of Holocron Keeper.
That's awesome.
Who keeps all that continuity straight.
Okay. All right. Well, Brian, look, the bottom line is look, you know your shit, and you do, and I think everybody is skeptical on whether or not it's going to go down or not, and the chances are maybe it won't. But again, I do appreciate very much that for your apology, it is accepted, and again, thank you for calling in and saying your thoughts. It is very appreciated.
Well, no problem, and like I said, I talked to Bobby Roberts, who's done some stuff with you guys. He's like, I think the thing that's going to go on is you guys are all going to get on the phone, realize you all know what you're talking about, you're all good guys, and go, yes, probably we should still be skeptical. And I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, we're all heated geeks that want to see a good Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brian, thank you so much for calling the show, and I really appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you.
All right. All right, so let's get stop it, Makuga. Let's get before because we got to break in 3 minutes. I want to talk to Joe about how he broke the story, the scoop, like kind of what happened.
Did you make it up, Joe? Did you make it up?
Joe, is this story going to bite us in the ass?
He woke up and said, "I have a dream."
Now, my mom counts as a source.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So why don't you just give us a breakdown because Joe sends me an email and goes, "Guys, I might have something for you."
Yeah, I was sitting at home working on my Superman comics article, which you can read now on schmoesknow.com.
Nicely
like
done.
That. I'm getting good at that.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that, and just an IM show pops up from my source. Mm-hmm. I'm not going into detail where that comes from.
Yeah, don't throw that person under the bus.
No,
don't do it.
No, just trust me. This
is Rick McCallum. It's Rick McCallum.
It is. Pops up. Doesn't even say anything to begin with. Just all I see is Star Wars Episode 7 storyline, blah blah, and I'm like, holy, what the?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You curbed your language even by yourself. That's nice of you.
So how do we know?
Well, my cat was around. He's very, he's very conservative, and then it's just. I got my hands on this and thought I'd pass it along.
I got a question. How did you meet the source?
Can we? I don't think we should. I don't think.
You don't have to tell me who it is. But what's their IM handle? Is it like Darth Vader 38 or something like that?
Where they live?
It's Cospan 69.
Well, look, here's the bottom line with this scoop, and Ellis and I were talking about this too. If the thing turns out to be legit, and it is about the twins, by the way, which we'll get into after the break about the actual what it's about. If it is, you're going to come off like a superhero.
I know,
because But if it's not, people are going to. I'm blaming you.
That's fine.
But here's the thing: how many times have things come out that haven't actually ended up happening?
And
that's why we posted it because again,
we got a ways to go.
Someone would have gotten their hands on that.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't us, it would have been someone else. I'm glad that you did it. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
And nobody's saying take this knowledge to Vegas. Nobody's saying, hey, put your life savings, get a mortgage, put your house on this news.
Right.
It gets us talking. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah, we didn't go out there and say this is 100% correct. It's going to happen. Like certain people are like, this is 100% wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I broke it, and I'm as skeptical as everybody else.
Right.
But on the off chance that it really is totally legit, I would have been stupid to be like, nah, I don't see if somebody else wants to report that. Like the guy that called in who called us hit horse, if this had shown up to him, he would have posted faster than I did.
But to his credit, he like I said, he apologized. There was the other guy though. We'll talk about this guy, the @Drew at HitFix. I don't care. I'm going to read his tweet. He was the guy who used to write it. Ain't it cool? He was a dick.
Yeah,
he
was just a jerk.
He's talked about how he won't devalue himself and come on this show. He was being a dick. But anyway, that's something else to talk about later on.
What's his net worth now? I just want to know what it is now, so he doesn't devalue it any further.
He just lives on Harry Knowles' beard hairs. All right, guys. So we're going to come back on. We'll be back after the break. We're going to talk to El Mayambe. What? What's wrong?
I have one thing to say about the news because I really didn't finish.
Yeah.
It's been brought to you by Magic Hat Brewing Company.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
The new beer.
The new sponsor.
Yes, and the music
Magic
again.
Hat.
Picks from Schmoeville. We'll be back at 8:30 with the rest of the news, talking about a little more Star Wars, then talking to El Mayambe, and we'll be back in a second.
You guys will just have to say if it is true.
I thought that was appropriate to come back in with.
John Carter from Mars.
No, not John Carter from Mars. All right, yeah, that is the John Williams score from Star Wars, and we were on the way out. We were talking about Star Wars, and we're sitting with the man who helped break the story that went around the internet. It was all over the place. Even the kid, the brand new intern, said that there were Italian websites that were covering, and it was all over the place. That shows you
the
how
far reaches of the galaxy.
Yeah, Joe Ruggiero was all over the place.
countries.
It was a pretty
These two
big
learned
story.
how to pronounce my name properly.
I know.
After
So
knowing them for
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Ellis has not pronounced your name.
No, you got it in the video, right?
Well, let's talk about. Look, we talked about everything that happened with the aftermath of it. Let's talk about the actual story. So the story is that this, the expanded universe, what would happen again? Since this could be a possible spoiler if it's true. So again, either take it with a grain of salt or don't listen for the next 5 minutes.
Or if you're reading one of the expanded universe novels, it's going to be a pretty big spoiler. So go ahead and take that off your toilet seat and listen to us.
So I love the story because I always was intrigued. I never read it, but I was always intrigued with the fact that Han Solo and Leia had kids.
Yes.
Twins.
Yeah, she got pregnant the night of the party at
The
end of
Ewok,
Return of the
right,
Jedi.
right.
Ewok
Ended
party,
up having twins. One was a boy, one was a girl. Boy named Jason, girl named Jaina.
Mm-hmm.
And as runs in the family, the Skywalkers tend to have a powerful relationship with the Force, and they grow up. They're badass young Jedis in training. The guy training them is some hack named Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, right. Well, that was what's so cool about the breakdown was the fact that kind of means that Luke's going to be in.
First round draft pick.
Yeah, it's your first round. So I mean, again,
it probably means Han and Leia are in it too.
Yeah.
right, of course. Yeah, I mean, and well, the thing was too, if this is true. A lot of people from the comment section were saying, listen, if this is true, it's the same story we saw with the guy kind of going to the bad side, but it wasn't really done well in the prequels. No.
Also, I'm like, we don't know how much we're going to get in this one movie. Like, right. I don't know that we'll get the full entire story. It may be like that he's starting
Is that the whole subplot again? Are they going to stretch that out over multiple movies?
Yeah,
where the end of the first one is like, hey, this red lightsaber looks cool.
Yeah. It could be the whole trilogy. Because I mean,
because they know they're making more.
The expanded universe portion that covers that covers Jaina and Jason and the whole turn it's called Legacy of the Force, and it's 9 books.
Yeah.
So there's plenty that could be put into a trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with casting notices like that, when they're looking for an actor, they're gonna give information that says sooner or later he's going to go to the dark side. So we need an actor that can play, good and bad. So that's why it's gonna go in a casting notice like that.
Right.
The curious thing, though, from having friends who are actors and from going out on acting auditions, usually when it's something that's
friends,
like,
Tiffany.
but usually when breakdowns come out and it's something this big, like for Lost, say, or for like any of those shows where it's big twists, they don't tell you stuff. They don't reveal that much.
You don't get like pages ahead in the script, and I think
you don't get pages, and you don't get. That's the thing where I'm like, it's kind of curious because usually agents, managers won't get it because we don't know who your source is, so it could be someone beyond them. That's
with something like Lost, that's an original story that no one's going to know ahead of time. Legacy of the Force came out 10 years ago.
Right.
So hypothetically, anyone could just plug in Jason Solo into Google and they find out, he turns bad. I mean, that wasn't necessarily giving away a huge.
No, personally, here's my opinion on it is that I do think it was a legit breakdown. I do think this person got what they thought was a legit breakdown, but I think that it's a ruse. I really do. I think that J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I think so too.
It certainly could be.
Yeah, I mean, I do, and I think that it's a case that he's like, okay, let's just start leaking out some stuff. It probably did. The guy's brilliant.
Well,
he's
then
a brilliant
I'm sorry
dude.
I got somebody fired.
I really hope you didn't get somebody fired. I would feel really bad for that.
You got somebody fired, but you saved your job, kid.
Or it's all a strategic plan, and they were like, "Here, leak this to someone."
Yeah. It's like, here you go. We want to see who picks up on it first, which is very good for us.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, my bottom line with this is that it's interesting to talk about. It keeps whether that's a strategy or not. It keeps Star Wars in the conversation. You know, when you're at the movies this summer and you're in line to see Wolverine or whatever, everybody's still going to be talking about, hey, about that latest Star Wars rumor. Rumors are great. It's great press.
Yeah, and people love talking about Star Wars. I mean, look at the reaction from this. Everybody covered it, even the douchebags that were like, "Oh, this is 100% false," but here it is.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, no, they want the hits too.
And I mean, even prior to this, we had been talking about that was something that we were considering, and everyone kind of thought would happen. I mean, even in our draft, all of us picked some young people because we were like, we think it might be the twins.
And they might base, and going off Brian's point too, that I think that they might actually play off of stuff that happened through the expanded universe, and maybe stuff that Lucas was like, okay, I liked what so-and-so did, but instead of that, I kind of would like to go in this route, and then they would do that. So there still will be younger people in the 17, 18-year-olds.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It'd be a huge mistake for JJ to come in and say, I don't want to do this simply because it's already been done before. That'd be a huge miss if you're like, I want to create my own original story just because I want to have the biggest dick in the room and say, no, I came up with all this shit. That'd be a big mistake.
So we are in a second here. We're about to welcome in. You guys know who we're talking about because there's a lot of thoughts here on the scoops that are going on. We got the Star Wars stuff that we talked about. He's got some stuff that he's going to talk about, and of course, we're talking about from Latino Review, El Mayimbe.
Or Mayimbe El, as I like to call him on Krypton.
Your Krypton name, sir.
All right, what's
Kryptonian name?
I want a Kryptonian name.
What's going on?
It's Tiffany L.
Yeah. All right. So,
Tiffany L. Yeah.
What is up, man? How you doing?
Getting ready to doing homework like if I'm in college because I'm going to appear in a Marvel documentary that's going to air all over Europe in March of 2014. Basically, the Avengers is going to have its television premiere, so there's like an hour documentary that's going to premiere before that, so...
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Be a part of it and stuff, so I got to be at Forbidden Planet like at 10, so I'm like cramming all my Marvel information from like the 90s, pre-bankruptcy, all that.
Are you going to be on camera, or is it going to be like they're going to shadow your face out so they can't tell where you
are? Those days are over. Mikey has a picture of me in his office with a bullseye on it.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a second because that's absolutely why I wanted to hear what's going on with you and Marvel. I saw your tweets. They were insane. But before that, so, all right, the Star Wars story, we were just talking about for a while. I don't know how much of it you heard. Now, like we said, this could very much be a ruse from JJ to say this is just something I'm going to get out there, going to throw people off the real trail. I mean, it's very possible. But the question is, how do you think people would react to an expanded universe storyline?
There's a lot of. I thought fanboys were bad. There's a lot of Star Wars purists. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that believes it'll be met with revulsion, just like the Scoop was met with revulsion. To be quite honest. Welcome to my world, by the way.
Yeah. No, seriously. I sent him a text, and I said because again, like all the stuff that was coming through, I was like, I have more respect for you now than I even did before because you want to get the news out to people and let them know, and it's just like you suck and your whole family sucks, and I was on Ain't It Cool News and you weren't.
Oh, that was fun. God.
Yeah.
I've everything you could think of, every racist thing you could think of, every sexist thing you could think of, every ageist thing you could think of has been thrown my way over the past 10 years.
I bet.
You got to roll. You learn to roll with the punches.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And thank you for again for just being a supporter of the show and everything you've done. But listen, I want to talk to you here about what the hell's going on. I mean, we're going to have a Rocky trivia battle between two of our guys in a little bit, but that's nothing compared to the battle that you're having with Marvel right now. What's going on? Tell us.
They got the senior vice president of publicity over there. His name is Marshall Weinbaum. He has a problem.
I like Marshall.
Apparently, He's a problem with my tweets. This is tweets. These are not stories. It's straight up tweets. My personal Twitter account. So he complains to my partner, not knowing that I'm also co-owner of the site. Thinking that he can't say this, he can't say that. So basically, what happened is I tweeted Josh Whedon and asked him, "Hey, if I revealed the other characters in Avengers, you think it'd piss off you and Feige?" So that got reported all the way up to the top.
Right.
And then this guy came down on my partner and is like, "Look, you guys can't participate in our movies. You can't. This is Disney, not Marvel." And so I pretty much toned down my act on Twitter. So I was like, wow, because these studios are about control, but mainly Disney. Disney's standard operating procedures, they don't like anything negative being reported about them or even tweeted about them. They give journalists a hard time. So I accepted my fate and my ban years ago. But now it's gotten to the point, because my partner's a family man. He's got 2-3 kids. Takes them to Monsters University. So they're making him suffer because of my actions. So that's okay. All that does is strengthen my resolve. But we're officially banned from anything Marvel and or Disney. I can't even go to a critic screening.
Really? Wow.
It's become that bad.
Is it going to be like when you go to the post office and you see somebody's name up? Like, are they going to have those at movie theaters at screenings so you can't get in?
They actually do.
Wow.
So I have a question. I have a question for you. So I know how strict Disney is from doing stuff with Marvel about saying certain things and things being put in a certain way. And I follow your tweets, and I know that what you tweet is sometimes aggressive. It's not, everything isn't said in a
joking
this is a no thing, this is a negative thing, but I'm going to say it in a more delicate way. Do you think that if it had been that way, that Disney wouldn't be as strict about it, or is it just if anything negative comes out, no matter how you say it?
They know I'm very well connected. And they're making it personal. They've tried sabotaging me before. Yeah. They tried sending a mole my way, a double agent and stuff, but they underestimate just
It's a good thing we played the Mission Impossible song.
Why is Gary Oldman following me in a train?
That's crazy.
This is movies.
I know.
What the hell is going on?
It's great, and that's why I tell everybody to make sure you're following El Mayimbe at ELMAYIMBE.
On Monday, June 24th, I'm going to break the biggest Marvel scoop of the year.
Is it going to be like Christmas?
Comic-Con. I'm sorry?
Christmas time, like Happy News, or like last time?
No, it's great. It depends. It depends if you're a fan of this particular character.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that they just announced 2 Marvel movies, 2016 and 2017?
I know which one. I know one of them.
Okay.
And I got all sorts of plot details, the whole 9, everything.
Nice.
And then for those doubters out there, I'm actually going to show it to them on camera too. Oh. It's going to be glorious. So it's okay. So Disney wants to play hardball with me and Marvel. I'm going to make an example out of them and show them just how resourceful I am.
Wow.
They're going to get hit with something they haven't been hit with in years.
All right, so make sure you check out his tweets then on June 24th. Again,
it's a big story. You'll see.
If you're not following him, make sure you do if you're interested in this. And before I let you go, I want to ask you to call back in next week because we're doing a Man of Steel spoiler-heavy review. I know you were a big fan of the movie.
It's awesome.
Okay, your tweets were out there. I'd like to have you call in next week and give your thoughts on the movie. We'll talk spoiler-heavy. But again, El Mayimbe, thank you so much for calling in, and always look forward to your tweets and can't wait to hear the scoop, man.
Absolutely. Keep your head up, bro. Keep doing what you do.
Thanks, dude. Later on.
All right. Be good, guys.
All right.
Bye.
So what's that scoop?
Consulting with the Godfather. You got to wait, a week and a half for that? Week and a half for the scoop. Monday, June 24th.
I'm very curious.
I think it's Black Panther.
Think it's Black Panther?
I think it's Doctor
The
Strange.
IRS is breathing down my neck like it's some kind of personal.
What is that? What?
No.
Is that true?
That sounded like part of something.
No.
Oh, no.
I heard it.
What's going on?
I swear to God, I heard
just
it.
imagine
The
that?
IRS is breathing down my neck like it's some kind
there
of
is.
personal
I need an
vendetta
adult.
against
Listen to
Bobby Finstock. It's Bobby Finstock. No.
I hear it.
It's Bobby Finstock. No.
It's Josh McCougan.
It's Bobby Finstock.
It's
No.
Josh McCougan, guys. It's just
What's happening? Oh my God.
I guess he's not here.
The IRS
False
is
alarm?
breathing
Nobody
down my
said his
neck.
name 3 times.
It's just a false alarm. Sorry, guys. No Bobby Finstock.
No
I was just kidding.
Thank
But I did.
goodness
I
for
did.
that.
I did.
We are at fault for that.
That
The
was
Star
weird.
Wars,
That
the
was a
Star Wars thing
glitch.
may come true, but that Bobby Finstock thing, we feel bad. Joe
Yeah,
Ruggiero
so
broke that story.
I'm
so.
sorry
I
about
did.
that. I'm sorry.
When we see El Mayimbe at Comic-Con, I'm going to be like a person at a magic show where they're like, how do you do this? How do you do this? Can you tell me this? What about this? What about this? He's
Just
gonna be
don't
like,
ask me to saw you in half, Tim.
Breathing down my neck like it's some
it's
kind of
happening again.
vendetta against
No.
Bobby Finstock.
Wait.
Bobby Finstock. No. Bobby Finstock.
Oh, there he
no.
is. He actually showed
Bobby
up.
Finstock.
It's
no.
the Finstock. Tweet him in if you see him, guys. Tweet him in at Bobby Finstock. Bob Finstock.
The IRS is breathing down my neck.
Uh-oh. What's he got? What's he got?
Bobby
I
Finstock.
don't even
no.
want to look at him.
All right, come on in. Come on
Like
in.
it's some kind of personal vendetta.
Come on in.
Bobby
Sit
Finstock.
on down.
No.
We know why he's here.
Can he sit somewhere else?
No, he's got to sit there. He's going to sit there. He's going to sit down. We're going to hear what he has to say. We're doing the Rocky trivia
What kind of mug
contest
he
tonight.
has this week? He brought his Stallone mug,
He
too.
always brings a Stallone mug.
Yeah.
Can we just say he brought his Stallone mug to Maria's party?
Yeah, he
asked.
should have.
You guys ever notice when like, you wake up in the morning sometimes and like nothing goes right? You hate your hair, you hate your eyes, you hate your car, you hate your clothes. I need somebody to fill me in on that because that's never happened.
Bobby Finstock, ladies and gentlemen, he's in the building.
Wowzers.
Now, Finstock is here for a reason. Can you gear us up? And here's the reason
Heckle
why.
Tiffany.
Seriously.
Right?
Uh-oh.
I got Tiffany a little
Uh-oh. That music only means one thing. It is time. JTI, get your mug in here. It is the Rocky Trivia Contest. Now, here is how this worked out. These guys know way too much about Rocky trivia. They really know a lot. JTI has traveled to other places in the country to participate in Rocky Trivia Contest. First of all, move over a little bit more so we can see you. Move the mic. Okay. So now Finstock knows a lot as well, and I don't. He's like an idiot savant when it comes to this. So
This is
now,
ridiculous.
so the battle's going to be between these two. They're going to have a contest, and whoever gets 10 right first is the winner, and the loser has to wear a dog leash as the other one. It walks them around the Grove as they interview people about movies.
The
Now,
Grove is a very populated part
Yeah.
of Los Angeles. There's a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of families on vacation. People who just lost the Price is Right. Walk around the Grove. You're going to be in public.
Yeah.
You're going to be seen by a lot of people.
Now, I have the leash here. Now, will you guys also agree that just for tonight, on a Schmo Plus video, the loser will be walked around the Toad Hop studio as well? Will you agree on that, Finstock?
Tonight?
Yeah, as
Yeah,
well.
sure.
All right.
I told you he wouldn't care.
All right.
So
Okay.
just
So
a
they're
test walk.
all right. So they're into it. Okay. Great. Now, Bobby, apparently, Finstock sent me a text and said something. He's got something that's going to change the game as well. Something that he's going to add to the pot or something. What do you got?
Well, first of all, I want to give Tiffany a gift. It's a Clubber Lang flash drive.
That's great.
Oh, man.
You plug him in, and he does.
He's got a
crunches.
USB port coming out of his crotch.
All right.
I got this from Japan. Actually, like a girl I know got this from me, Japan.
All right.
So a girl gave you a present, and now you're giving it to me.
Yeah, her name is Uni.
Uni. Okay. All right. So Uni. That's a gift from Uni.
You could drop we
We got-
the stuff you
listen,
do.
Guys, I do have to say, we had a little bit of a bonding moment at the party this weekend because we played beer pong together, and we
Yeah.
were pretty freaking good at
Pretty
it.
good.
Until me and the intern ran you off the table. But, yeah.
All right. We got 15 minutes for this thing. So listen. So what's can we push it a little bit?
I'll tell you what. A lot of my advisors and a lot of people I deal with, like the upper echelons of the crews I roll with.
Who are you talking about for real?
Like some couple of my friends, a
Right,
couple of
right.
homeless guys on the street.
Right.
They were like, "Hey, look," they're like, "Bob, don't do it," and I'm like, "Look, I gotta do it.
Don't do what?
I'm willing to put the mug up tonight."
Whoa! Wait, you're gonna put you're that confident? Wait, you're that confident? You're putting the Stallone mug. You're that confident that you're gonna put the mug up?
He's got to have another one at home.
I'm
Do you have
going
another
against
one at home?
I'm going against my advisors. I mean, look.
Perfect.
If I lose this, I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve to have this mug. Bottom line.
That's a vintage mug, too. They don't make those
I think
anymore.
Joe Intern, you just got really nervous because you're like, oh my gosh, if he's going to put that on the table.
All right, look, without further ado, let's get this goddamn thing on the screen. Here's how it's going to work,
10.
okay? It's the first 1 to 10, and it is not a buzz-in situation. It's not a, hey, I called in first. One of you is going to get a question. You get it right, you get it wrong. The other one gets the next question. That's how it goes. Back and forth, Rucker Park rules until you hit 10.
With a chance to steal, right?
Wait, yeah,
Holy
chance to
moly.
steal. Give me heads or tails, Finstock, because JT has won too many contests in the past. You get heads or tails.
Let's go with heads.
JTI's first. It was tails. All right.
JTI
I'm going to
going
give
first.
Schmoville a quick. Whoever, right now, 323-622-8623. If you call in and you can pick one of these guys, and if they win, you get a free Ripped Apparel shirt. Call in now, 323-622-8623. Call in, and we will give you a free Ripped Apparel shirt if either JTI or Finstock wins. You got to pick the right one. Here's our first caller. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got? Hey, anyone?
Turn down your radio
All right,
dial.
you're gone. Okay, so, hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Will Barnard from Boston.
Will. All right, Will. So who do you got? You got Finstock or JTI?
Oh, definitely JTI.
All right, Will's got JTI. All right, Will's got JTI.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, so, and hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got? Alicia, so you got Finstock. So if Finstock wins,
She sounded like
you
she
will
wanted
get.
Finstock.
She wanted Finstock. So if
got a
Finstock
winner,
wins,
sweetie pie.
you get a free rip shirt. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, here we go.
You may want a trip to Japan with Finstock, too.
Without any further ado, let's get this thing started. Kenny, maybe one more time with the music if you got it.
This is ridiculous.
Yes, it is. All right.
This kid's themed up.
JTI, you are first. Here's our first question. In Rocky V, what was Kevin Connolly's name? Kevin Connolly's name.
Duke.
Kevin Connolly's name was, you said Duke. Wait, is that your final answer?
Yeah, I said Duke.
Duke. All right. That is incorrect.
Incorrect.
Now, Bobby Finstock can steal. Bobby, you want to steal this? Do you know this? You know it?
The answer is Chicky.
The answer is Chicky. That is correct. Bobby Finstock with 1 point. All right.
Looking good on that
all
T-shirt,
right,
Alicia.
Ellis will be
Very
answering the
nice.
second
Where are you
question.
reading from, Kristian?
I took.
You just...
I picked.
You just pick them in random?
Picked them random, yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. And now this is
It's
JTI's
1-0.
question?
No, it's my question.
The kid, you keep score.
What company did Paulie work for? What company did Paulie...
I'm part Irish. It's called Shamrock Meats.
Shamrock
That
Meat
is
Company.
correct.
We can accept that. We can accept that.
2-0. Finstock on the
Big
board.
early lead. Big early
All
lead.
right. Number
2-0.
All right.
Hit me up.
All right. So this is
I can't keep
JTI.
on track on my hands
What
up the
year
side.
was Rocky III released?
1981.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
Finstock?
I can steal this one.
Did you study?
Yes. I thought it was 81.
Bobby?
I was in second grade. I had a teacher named Assistant Demission.
Oh my gosh.
1982.
Wow. This is
Okay.
tight. Don't look. Don't you cheat. I saw you looking. Stick your
You
face.
can't look.
All right,
He's
all
not
right.
going to let the kid
All right,
look.
all right.
Come on.
All right.
All right. Let's give a Finstock a really tough
Look
one.
at Finstock.
Okay?
Look at Finstock.
Was he right? Was he
I don't
right?
care. I don't
He
trust
was
him. I don't trust
All
him.
right, so
All
it's
right.
3-0.
JTI looks sad.
3-0. Finstock going for 4. Finstock, how many days was the originally Rocky filmed in? How many days did it take to film the original picture
From start to finish.
from start to finish?
They were originally scheduled for 24 days, but I think it went over budget by 3 or 4. I'm going to go ahead and say
Start to finish.
Come on.
28 days.
2 fortnights is the correct answer.
Is that what it is?
4-0. Finstock.
I have known every single one of these questions.
Four.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow.
Poof.
All right.
You knew that from the
Poof.
get-go. You were playing cool.
Hey, wait, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Josh, do you like kibbles and bits? Because you
Oh,
may have a
God.
few of
All
them.
right,
I knew those
Josh, you
What's
ready?
a shutout?
All right, here we go.
He has to go naked with the fucking leash on?
In Rocky 1, who does Apollo Creed enter the ring dressed as?
George Washington.
That is correct.
Wow, a mercy one there. All right.
4-1.
Congratulations.
Although I was gonna, that's surprising because I thought you were going to say Uncle Sam, who after George Washington, he changed in.
Just
to
rub
Uncle
it in
Sam.
that you know a lot of stuff.
Stop. We know. Wow, Finstock is really putting JT to shame.
Finstock, you got that USB drive with Clubber Lang on. I'm going to ask you a Rocky 3 question. How old was Mickey when he died? Mickey passed away.
Mickey Goldmill.
Yeah.
Come on.
Deep thought.
Come on.
75.
Come on.
Oh, he misses one. He finally misses one. 76.
Oh, no, you could have
All
started.
right. I think he knew that.
Oh, wait a minute.
I think he knew that.
Did you really?
I swear to God, I knew
I
that.
think he knew
Will you
that.
let him have the point because he says he really knew
I
it?
swear to everything I stole.
It's up to
What's the score?
Finstock. Finstock can be
4-1.
4-1.
Give him the point.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
My bad. My bad.
All right. He says he knew it. All
2-4.
right. All right. Here.
Or
So
4-2.
Finstock's up then because you get the point there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What was the name of the pet shop that Adrian worked at?
Is that for me?
That's for you.
It still stands today.
No, I thought that was for him because he
Yeah,
stole
it's him.
his.
Oh,
It's
it's
true.
him.
Yeah.
She's right.
It is true.
Okay.
I'm not the only one fucking this game.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Still
All
stands
I'll
today.
All right, I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one. All right.
Wait, why?
No, let me answer that.
You guys you're no Alex
You just
Trebek.
asked him. No, that's the question
He
on the
wants to know.
floor.
He wants to know. He wants to know. That's
sorry, competitor.
No, you fucked him in the ball bag. All right, so let's go.
That's
All right.
physically
All right.
impossible.
I got one. What Rocky film was the only one not to get a PG rating?
Rocky 5.
That's correct.
Okay.
4-3. Now Finstock's up.
All right. Now Finstock is back
It's
up.
4-3. JT's back in the game.
What is Adrian's last name?
Yeah. Close to mine. Panino.
That is correct.
He's right. You have to tell us he's right,
5-3.
Josh. We have the answers right
Yeah.
here.
All right. So, Josh, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
He keeps making kissy faces when he gets them right.
What was Apollo Creed's wife's name?
This one I don't know.
You don't know.
Don't know.
Finstock.
Take a
Go ahead,
shot.
Finstock.
Take a
Wait,
shot.
take a shot.
Think of something black.
Yeah.
Stop
Don't
it.
be racist. Don't be
Stop
racist.
it.
Kidding.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
but
but you
stop.
may want to. I mean, something kind of with a lot of vowels in it might help.
Come on.
I don't know. Gloria? I don't know.
That is incorrect. Finstock.
Gloria.
I love you, Mary Ann.
What is it?
Mary Ann.
Mary Ann. Wow.
6-3.
He deserves this mug.
He's an idiot savant. He's seen Rocky. Look at him chugging the Stallone mug like he knows it's not going anywhere. All right. So what do you? All right. So what's the next one?
Okay.
Let's get this ready for JTI.
All right.
Yeah.
In Rocky 2, who is Rocky sparring with when he's sparring? What real life?
Roberto Duran.
Very good.
That's
Very
right.
good.
What's the score?
4-6.
6-4. Okay, 6-4. All right.
6-4 Finstock. The mug is on the line.
I'm gonna
Also,
ask-
a walk at the Grove
All right.
for the loser.
These are a little crazier. Which ear is Mickey's hearing aid in?
Ooh.
That's good.
It's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
I know it.
No, hold up. Cloverline pushes him. His right ear.
That's correct.
I knew that one too.
Clubber Lang pushes him against the bench.
That was a draw,
Just like
man.
that, he falls
All right, we got
against his right ear.
7-4. It's almost over.
This guy's got the easiest one.
All right. Here's a good one.
Get out of here. I see you looking. Look at him.
What type?
I can't see anything.
He can't see
I don't
it.
care.
You know how small it is? I can't.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
What type of beer does Rocky drink at Lucky Seven's Tavern? Hint: it is not Magic Hat. Our beer sponsor. What kind of beer does he drink?
It's a shorty. Oh, it's called a shorty something.
Come on, JT.
Shorty Bud. I don't know.
A Shorty Bud.
Is the answer Shorty Bud?
Show me Shorty Bud.
JTI's new name, Shorty Bud?
It is a Schmitz.
Schmitz. It's called a shorty.
Schmitz Gay.
Oh, I had a chance to steal it. I know what? I would have said Schlitz Gay. So
No. So, all right. So that was. So what was it called?
Yeah, Schmitz.
I would have not known that.
Stop
He
giving me
wouldn't have
answers.
gotten it.
That's a tough one.
Still 4-7.
All right. How about this one? Who refereed the fight between Rocky and Apollo Creed 1? What was the referee's name?
Oh wow. I kind of wish it was Lou Filippo, but it wasn't.
Who was it?
That his name is Marty Denkin.
That's correct.
No way!
It is Marty.
That is correct.
Denkin. That's
Wow.
correct. I knew that
8-4.
one. I knew that
He's
one.
got me.
Referee Marty
All right.
Denkin.
It is now 8-4.
Starting to
8-4.
feel like
The
he
intern
got
is
the
treading
questions
water.
before.
We sent him to
Intern
him.
is treading water.
I missed 3 of them already. I didn't know Schlitz and other ones.
All right. According to the ring announcer, what kind of eyes does Clubber Lang have? Kind of eyes.
Ooh.
Wow. Like, for instance, Tiffany has beautiful brown eyes.
Just real quick, at Joey Beans 81, Josh should just put the leash on now and own it. It's over.
I know what he said about Rocky.
It's for you, George McCann. It's for you, Adam Pemberton.
I don't know, just death eyes. I don't know.
Death eyes. Clubber Lang does not have death eyes.
I don't
He
know.
has.
I just remember.
He
Don't
has,
say it, don't say it, don't say it.
I was teasing.
Can you steal it?
Mercenary eyes?
Yeah, no.
Sullen eyes.
Wow.
Sullen
That's
eyes.
That's a big word.
Yeah.
Who is that, Warren Wolf?
Yeah. Mercenary is a bigger word.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I was like-
it's 8-4?
8-4.
8-4. Okay, we asked that already. All right. Okay.
That's my question, right?
All right, yes, this is your question.
He doesn't miss much,
All right,
Josh.
where did Clubber Lang fight Rocky in the rematch? Where was the arena? I know this one. I knew it before I looked at the answer.
Yeah, I think I know it too, and I think I may be one away from winning. It's the mecca of all sports, Madison Square Garden.
That is correct. Madison Square Garden. You knew that one too. All right.
9-4.
I know half his answers.
9-4. 9-4. All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, when asked, what did Stallone give Rocky 5?
0.
Oh, wow.
He knew it?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He knew that one.
All right.
Wow,
Nice.
okay.
Let's score.
Now,
9 to 5.
Now-
9 to 5.
I want you to stand here right now.
I do not until he wins.
I just want you to stand here, though. If he gets it right. All right, but if he gets your... Before we go to break, I'm putting this on you.
Okay.
All right. No, he's just going to clip it to his shirt. Okay, last question. All right, here we go. Who played the bell ringer in Rocky 1?
None other.
Uh-oh.
Get that leash ready. Here it comes.
Sly Stallone's dad.
Come here.
All right.
Get that leash on, brother.
Bobby Finstock, come here. Come get your prize.
10
Bobby
to
Finstock
5.
has won an
10 to
intern.
5.
Now, the kid, go get him the
I'll
flip
tell
can.
you what, there's two
and I'll give you
types
the
of
flip can
people
during
in
the
this
break.
world,
and we'll
and I
have
ain't
it.
either one of them.
All right, so Bobby Finstock is the winner, wiping the floor with you are no longer undefeated in trivia. We'll be back with Cathy Kelley. We're talking TV news when we're back.
Thanks,
What a
George
fun
McCann.
segment that was.
Thanks,
Bobby
George
Finstock,
McCann. I
everybody.
appreciate it being in my corner,
Be
bro.
back in a second. Trying to remember which one this is. Schmoville suggested all the music this week like they've been doing every week.
Okay, so you gave me a hint right there, though. So it's a movie with multiple films in it. It's a franchise with multiple films in it, right?
Oh.
It sounds like Superman. Doesn't it sound?
It's not Superman. Oh, wait, maybe? Kenny, what is this? Do we know? I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
All right.
That's
Yeah, I Am
Kind of
Legend.
like Superman.
Close.
kind of like Superman, but not at all.
Yeah. All right. We're
There's a
the
dog in both of them.
Well, there's a dog walking around the Toad Up Studios, and his name is Josh the Intern because Bobby Finstock.
What a
that was a beatdown.
And just to recap, so now Bobby Finstock gets to walk Josh the Intern around the Grove on a dog leash. The Grove is in Los Angeles. Do we know what day that's happening? Because I have a feeling on that day I'm going to be dining at Wood Ranch Grill.
Yeah, absolutely. We should all be there. It'd be hysterical.
Yeah.
But it was really fun to watch, and we're going to put that video up on Schmo Plus of him walking around the studio as well.
We'll tweet the day so every Schmovillian that lives in Southern California
Can see it.
watch.
Yeah. Now, before I introduce our guest, I want to talk to you guys about our. It's about our ripped apparel. We have our shirts that we wear. Mark's wearing one. I'm wearing one. Tiffany wears them a lot on Stacked. It's ripped apparel is our. If you guys is first time listening to the show, we have are sponsored by a great T-shirt company called Ripped Apparel. If you're watching right now, if you go the widget right there, you go to the Ripped banner, click on. They have a design a day. It's really cool. I'm wearing a Street Fighter one. Mark has an Avengers one on.
Yeah,
Today's is awesome.
I got it for you.
It's Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, and
that's that biker show.
And Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, is that a rip shirt that you're wearing, Brando? Yeah. See, stick your face in there. So the kid's got a
E.T. and what?
Can you see it?
Yeah, here's the thing. A lot of people stop
Oh, it's aliens.
me.
Yeah.
It's people don't see
Aliens.
the aliens. So mothers will come up and be
Use the
like, people will come up to me to see, you see a shirt and it's mostly E.T. and mothers will come up with their kids and be like, that's a great shirt. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And they're close. He's like, honey, that's E.T. And when they see the alien reference,
They back away.
Back up. They're like, yeah, thank you so much. And they just take off.
The kid's
Thank
wearing.
you for terrifying my child.
The kid always wears ripped shirts. Thank you very much. So we again go check out Ripped Apparel, and you type in SK Podcast, you get $1 off. It's worth it. Now, before we get into TV, which we're going to do, let's introduce our guest. She's back again. Schmoville loved her. We love her from AfterBuzz TV. Cathy Kelley is here. Cathy, how are you?
Hi.
So, Cathy, you are joining us again. You were also at Maria's party. We all had a lot of fun. We saw each other and laughed. Are you recovering like we are?
I'm still hungover.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. We're going to do a thing. Last week, we debuted a segment called Wildman TV, where our very own Josh McCouga he talks about TV news and stuff that's going on TV. And we thought, what better person to have talk about TV than you? You do it all the time.
That's my job,
That's
to
your
watch
job.
TV.
So, so we're gonna have the
Can McCouga sell Cathy on what shows to watch this fall?
He's got a lot. So the way it works is he's going to come in. He's going to tell 3 stories that's going on with the news. We'll comment after each story and kind of give our thoughts and what we think about everything. And we are going to Before we do that, we have a very, very special caller calling in right now. Does anyone want to guess? Take one guess who we think it's going to be.
Sigourney Weaver.
No, he already called in. Anybody? Nobody? Well, this is a special call, I guess, for Cathy. All right. Would you like to say hello, caller?
Yeah, I would like to say hello, and I'd like to shock the world by saying I could finally agree with Bobby Finstock because watching the show from this angle, Tiffany has great clavicles.
That, of course, is our wonderful producer, Ken Knapsack calling in. Ken, did you see any of the trivia, by the way?
I did. I was walking around Hollywood Boulevard. I'm on this bachelor party adventure right now. And by the way, Tiffany, where do you put the dollars?
Stop it! I texted him. I texted him today. I was like, "Hey, have a good time." And he's like, "Oh, where do I put the dollars on a stripper?" And I was like, "Ew, just ew."
I love that. Kenny's actually the religious guy that went to the dark side. All right, so Ken, what do you?
Yeah.
All right, so what did you think about the trivia contest? Are you happy to see JTI losing wearing a dog leash?
Absolutely. Having run the security over at the Farmers Market in the Grove before, I know Josh is probably going to end up in jail, and it's going to be a fun time.
All right, I won't let him listen to that part of the show. We're going to talk about...
I'll let you guys do your thing. I just want one rule for the evening. Please keep Joe Ruggiero away from Cathy Kelley.
Yeah, he's behind me, and look, he's been behaved since.
I already told her to keep her shoes on.
Yeah, well, look, since we made him a writer on the show, he's actually been somewhat of a normal person. So minus the poster boards, but but you knew I was going to give you a riff on that while you were here. But anyway, Ken, thank you so much for calling in. We'll see you next week, right?
Absolutely. Catherine Reitman, Man of Steel show, going to be a fun time. You guys be safe.
All right, Ken, you too.
Even when he's at a bachelor party, he's still plugging the next week's show. That's a pro.
He sounds way too sober for a bachelor party.
Yeah.
Well, give it time. It's still
early.
Kenny,
he's on
you ready?
Hollywood Boulevard?
And he can't make his way up here.
It's right here.
Without any further ado,
Because he's
kids.
going to a strip club.
He's not going to.
He's going to a strip club.
It's the kid. You know what that music is?
Here we go, kids.
Time for Wildman TV.
I don't have earphones, but I can still hear the song in my brain.
That's right.
Can you do a dance when your song's on too?
Yeah. You can look in the window. If you're watching this, you can see Makuga dancing.
That is awful.
That's the stare that he was
That's
doing.
scary.
That was the
That
stare.
is what he
That's
did.
the stare.
That's
Do you
Saturday
remember
night.
him dancing at the party? With Derek Hoff? He was in
And
battle with
Julian
Derek.
Hough.
Oh, it was a battle.
Derek wasn't that good. No, I'm kidding.
Watch it on Schmoes
Compared to
Plus.
me, you're a goddamn lady.
All right.
Compared to you, nobody's good.
That's true. All right, we're getting.
Oh, thanks, Tiff. That means so much.
It's like magic.
Let's get into the news here. Josh, take it away, dude.
All right, so a awesome week in TV. I had one fan that wanted me to comment on Dan Harmon coming back to Community. It's a good story, but Community blew it this year for me. I'm not going to go back. My favorite story of the week, Kirstie Alley, whatever, has a show coming out, and she's going to have Michael Richards play her driver and Jason Alexander also in the show. So it's like a sort of a Seinfeld
Seinfeld-ish.
reunion. The original show title was called Giant Baby, but they changed it to just Kirstie, which is stupid.
I mean, Giant Baby is pretty lame.
Yeah, either table.
Are those supposed to be synonymous?
Yeah. Well, that's when I was reading it. I was like, wait, is she making fun of the fact that she's fat and has baby fat?
Is she
still?
fat again?
She can't get back down to her Cheers weight. Let's just
I mean,
be honest.
no, but she lost a lot of weight there for a bit.
Yeah.
She did.
She found it.
She
found
tried.
Yeah. It was behind the couch.
Jason Alexander plays her agent. She's like an aging Broadway star that like is trying to find her way. And I'm guessing it's sort of like Michael Richards is her driving Miss Daisy kind of a thing.
How is Michael Richards going to be physical behind the wheel of a car? Is he going to move his head a lot?
No, this determines whether or not I'll watch a single second of it.
Sure.
Cable or TV?
It's cable.
All right, I'll watch it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds, I don't know. Rhea Perlman's in it, so that she's bringing back a Cheers person.
Wow.
Who's
producing it?
It doesn't say who's producing it.
Is this her show, or did someone bring the show to her?
This is her.
Okay.
Kirstie Alley and Jason Weinberg.
Okay.
So it's a TV Land comedy, and they killed it with Cleveland, the one with
Hot in Cleveland.
Hot in Cleveland. Thank you.
Starring Valerie Bertinelli.
Valerie Bertinelli and Betty White.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, if you put Seinfeld people in a show, I'm going to kind of be into it. This might make me go to TV Land. Kathy, you can feel free to disagree. Go ahead.
I probably won't watch it.
You won't watch it? You think your time is done?
I mean, I didn't really watch Hot in Cleveland, and I feel like it's going to be the same thing with Kirstie Alley instead of Valerie Bertinelli.
Were you a big Seinfeld fan?
No.
Yeah,
so I was kind of on the younger end for that. My mom always said she's a Jew from New York, so she didn't need to watch it. She lived it.
See, I'm sorry. Okay, like 4 people have told me that same reason, and I'm like, I'm an Italian from Pittsburgh. I still watch Sopranos.
You never killed anybody. I agree. I'm on your side on this.
It's still the greatest sitcom
but it's
ever
much
written.
more. That's much more real life than The Sopranos.
No,
it's not.
That's a silly comment.
You got
That's a silly comment. I knew tons of people like that in Queens.
Silly's a
I
nice
can tell
word.
you for
that
sure.
killed people.
Not necessarily, but
My
they-
Uncle
but they
Joey's
actually-
been in prison for 36 years.
Is that true?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Oh, wow. All right.
Jailbird
Good.
Joe.
Tiffany.
But no, in Tiffany's defense, Seinfeld was hyper realistic. In real life, there is a studio audience every 10 seconds laughing at everything you say.
Those were based, by the way, Sopranos was based off of true events, like things from actual mobsters pulled from like headlines. and stuff.
But from like back in the day,
Nope.
not like today.
No, it was like the 80s, 90s is when it was pulled for.
Current.
Yeah.
There's still a mob, Tiffany. It's not comic books. It's
Yeah.
real.
All right, so that's
It's
all
not
right.
stat.
Anyway, so it looks like it could be mixed. Depending also, Kathy, it could be if there's a good writer
I mean,
involved in
I
it.
completely appreciate Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I just didn't watch it.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'll watch Christie's.
I'm saying
Biggie,
no. I'm saying that's
Fat
an
or
0
whatever it's called.
I think that's an 0 for 1, buddy.
I listen, Kathy. I thought we were cool. We were friends. And then
Hey.
you said you
Are you gonna
appreciate
watch the show?
Seinfeld. Probably not. I'm just saying that you said you appreciate Seinfeld.
Well, look, I think what's going to happen here is that if nobody's really going to be going from our age demographic. No one's going to go out of their way to watch it. But
There's
if
a lot
you
of
look,
Seinfeld fans out there.
that's
man.
true. But
There's a
I mean,
lot of
look
Seinfeld
at
fans.
Veep.
Yeah.
Veep is another one that it came out. People were like, who cares? And the people love that show.
fantastic. Funny show.
People watch that show.
Funny show.
So it's all about writing. It's all about who's directing, producing. We'll see. What do you know? What network for sure?
TV Land.
TV Land. Sorry. Okay. All right. So let's move to the second story.
Second story. This is big for Schmoeville and everybody.
Yeah.
First year ever that the cast of How I Met Your Mother will be at Comic-Con because this is coming into the final season.
That's
And
crazy.
I just a friend of mine who works on the show told me that how they're going to work the final season is because they finally meet the mother.
Right.
Obviously, it's
Spoiler
going to be
alert.
it's going to be like Arrested Development, where it's going to be the same show from each different person's viewpoint.
Oh, okay.
Like
That's
a
kind of
Rashomon
like
kind of
like
thing.
Tarantino.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My director's older. I win.
Sorry.
I mean, can we just talk about the fact that it's kind of weird that they're going to be at Comic-Con?
Well,
I love that TV and film has become so big at Comic-Con, but what the heck does How I Met Your Mother have to do with comic books?
Well, I mean, Superman had to fly to this world to meet his mother, and Batman's mother was killed one time.
No.
And Spider-Man didn't have a mother. I'm just saying, there's mothers.
There's people
just
in
think
need
it's a
of
little
of
weird.
mothering. At
I just
Comic-Con.
think it's a little weird. That's all.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen.
I just think it's a little whole don't care about them being at Comic-Con. If I go to Comic-Con, I don't care about meeting the cast of How I Met Your Mother. But if you want to go,
No,
I can hook you up.
What I'm saying, I mean, do you watch the show, Kathy?
Yes.
You're a fan.
Yeah.
See, I'm a fan.
The show's great. I really like it.
The show's fantastic. Do I agree with them thinking that they deserve to be at Comic-Con? No.
They should be
What,
at
what are they gonna
Paley
come out with
Fest,
lasers?
not Comic
Yes,
Con.
exactly.
So you watch How I Met Your Mother.
They better come out with
I mean,
lasers
not
and stuff.
religiously.
There's
I've-
no Jews from New York on How I Met Your Mother.
No.
Well,
I appreciate How
Yeah.
I Met Your Mother. Oh, damn it, Kathy.
That
you
Bonnie's
foil
so
me at every
cute.
turn.
Did you know he's gay in real life?
I actually really I agree with you though that why are they there? It's
And why do they announce it as like this is a big deal? It's their first year at Comic Con. They've probably been there just hanging out, drinking.
Yeah,
in a suite
it's not like,
somewhere.
oh my gosh, the Big Bang Theory cast is going to be there for the first time. That would be amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not Comic-Con in '95. Comic-Con is everything in the world of
I
TV
know,
and film.
I know, but I just
so-
feel like it's getting even more. Like
it's
it
true.
keeps
It
going.
forgets to. Well, it's a studio thing. That's why when we all went to WonderCon this year, that to me felt more like what Comic-Con used to be.
Yeah.
But eventually, WonderCon will turn into that as well. But because this year WonderCon was 100 times different than what it was last
Yeah.
year. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it
moving
smelled
on.
a lot worse.
We got our.
Now-
So we have 3 stories
yeah,
here.
This
Okay.
our final story, which you guys are going to freak out.
I'm gonna give you a solid 1 for 2 so far on what Kathy's watching.
All right.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right. Our favorite show.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Vince Gilligan came out and started talking about it.
You're not gonna spoil anything in the
No.
beginning of season 5,
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
Where are we?
Do you? Did
I
you
haven't
read-
watched season 5 either.
All right,
Oh, you
yeah.
haven't
So,
seen it?
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the first.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
So he got interviewed.
Vince Gilligan
did, and he was pretty. I mean, he didn't give away anything, but he discussed what the writers' room was like, and his
A lot of meth.
He said, "This is my favorite quote from it." He says, "I feel like this ending represents, on some level, however small, something of a victory for Walter White." Take that for however you want it to be.
That could be. He could be the best drug dealer.
knocks.
Yeah. Or he could die, and that could free him from his prison of having to cover up all this.
He
shit.
said,
That's-
"Try and be as open as minded as you possibly can to watch the last episode," but he feels like they tried as hard as humanly possible to make it to wrap it up for the fans and not leave it open.
Tiffany, how do you feel about Breaking Bad?
Are you not a fan?
He's never seen it.
I like. There's something weird touching me.
It's called Finstockian.
Is that a Clubber Lang flash drive?
I've never seen. Oh my god, I've never seen a single episode of Breaking Bad.
What?
I have this. There's some shows that if I don't start watching them, and stop it. And they like
Bobby
blow up to
Finstock
be
just tried to
huge.
kiss Tiffany,
I'm
though.
trying to. I was trying to ignore it. Like when I was
Get
little,
out
if
of
I
here.
close
Get out
my
of here.
eyes and don't see him, he can't see me. But it doesn't work with him.
Yeah.
I just have never jumped on the bandwagon. I feel like sometimes when I wasn't a fan to begin with, and everyone talks about it so much, and I've heard so much, I'm like,
Can I tell you this? If there was superpowers involved in the show, it'd be a human comic book. Let me just pitch it to you that way. That's how well written this show is, and how like hardcore, dark, and it's. I love television. This kills it.
Can I watch it all on Netflix
Yes.
in one sitting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You're gonna.
I
be
may
sick
have to
to
go
your
to the
stomach.
bathroom at one point.
Tiffany, I watched four seasons, and I guess it's like 2.5 weeks.
I feel like this summer might be perfect because there's not that many new shows on.
You're gonna get addicted to it. But let's.
All right, maybe I'll like document me in my pajamas for 3 days watching all of it.
Wild Man.
I know at least one hit that video would get.
So Wildman, one more thing before we take you out for Wildman TV. What's your thought on anything that we should be watching that
Listen,
you like?
I wasn't sold on the first episode, but the last 3 are hysterical. Pete Stupples is the greatest new character on television. Watch Family Tree on HBO.
It's funny.
It's Christopher Guest's new show. It's absolutely fantastic. It's very subtle, smart comedy. It's sort of British, but they're coming to America in the next episode, so we'll see.
All right, so there you go. Wildman TV again, second
Well
week,
done,
second
Josh.
killing it again. Follow him at Josh McCouga. Make sure you go to Schmo Plus and check out everything he's doing there. Kathy, I'm going to send you his dancing from the party. It's really great.
gosh. That'll be great.
Now, before we get to Tweet a Celebrity, we have a phone call that I want to take from Schmoville. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
What's up, guys? It's Georgie.
Georgie, what's up, dude? So, Georgie, we're talking TV here. What do you got so far? And what'd you think of the Rocky Trivia Contest?
Well, let me just address the fucking ass kicking that JTI got.
Yeah,
2
JTI
seconds
did get
ago.
his ass kicked.
Yeah, that was inevitable.
Yeah.
As far as Wildman TV, I watch Family Tree all the time, and that show is fucking hysterical. It's probably my favorite comedy on TV. And I thought that was a really interesting comment from the dude from Breaking Bad, that it gives you a hint but leaves things very open at the same time. And
Agreed.
I really got to get into that show. So
All right, Georgie.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Thanks for being a big supporter of the show, dude.
And just so I can set my calendar, when is Breaking Bad back?
Okay, Breaking Bad.
August 8th.
August 8th. That's
August
why we
8th.
have
I'm gonna have to move some stuff around, but I can watch it.
All right, so okay. All right, guys. So we are going to do our segment again. It's called Tweet a Celebrity.
I'm sorry, August 11th. That was my bad.
You're talking over the theme music, Josh. Didn't even mention
time
Game
to
5 of the finals this Sunday.
That's right. Now, Tweet a Celebrity. Kathy, did we do this last time you were here?
No,
Okay.
I'm like so confused
All
right
right,
now.
so
I
here-
didn't know
here-
what to do.
okay, so
We
here-
got too distracted by all of her
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
Kathy literally, she heard the theme song, she took out her phone and started tweeting every famous person.
I was
she
like,
knows.
what is going on?
So the way it works is what you do is you put a tweet handle from a celebrity,
Okay.
and then we'll pick one out of the hat, out of the new dog's pocket, the thing that he has there. You pick one out there, and then whatever one that gets picked, Schmoville will tweet this person and say, you have to come on the Schmoes Know podcast. So we will do that. And you are the guest, so you pick out Kenny, we're going to play the song as Kathy pulls the thing out. You ready to go?
Wait, I have to write down my slide.
Oh, you didn't do it yet?
No,
Okay. All
I
right.
didn't
See,
know
well,
what
that's
I was
because
supposed
JTI.
That's why she was looking on her phone. She was looking up their Twitter handle.
Got it. In the meantime, I just tweeted out the back of Bobby Finstock's shirt that Joe took a picture of. I would suggest looking at it because it's really funny. Okay. All right, here we go. Kenny, whenever you're ready. All right, Kathy is picking out the winner. Schmoville, get your tweets ready. We're going to tweet this person. We've got to get them. Everybody do it and hashtag it, Schmoes Know Podcast. Let's see who we get.
Who we got? The winner is.
The winner is
Amy Acker.
Amy Acker. That's clutch. That's clutch
Yes.
because Josh McCouga just interviewed her on Schmoes Know Schmo Plus, and you asked her to come on the show.
I told her, I said, you got to come on the show.
What'd she say?
She said, she giggled and said, yeah, of course.
All right, so let's have her.
That's a no.
That's a no. So let's no. The interview that he went. I know you're kidding around, but the interview, by the way, went really well. He charmed her as he
Sparks
does.
flying?
And
Sparks flying?
No, she's
Wait, I
married.
have a question.
She's
Was this
married.
a phone interview or an
No,
in-person?
in person.
Oh, then you definitely, she's coming on.
Did you dance?
You think so?
He doesn't lose in person.
No, he doesn't lose in person. All right, so but here's what we got to do,
I
guys.
lost a lot, Tiffany.
Only the ones where people can't see your face. Those are the contests you lose.
That's right. So we're going to do. So make sure, guys, at AMYACKER, say you have to come on the Schmoes Know Podcast hashtag. Schmoes Know Podcast. So make sure you do that. Everyone's got to do it because it'll be hysterical. Bomb. She won't know what the hell's going on, and make sure you tweet us as well. Okay,
Guys,
so let's.
I put Derek Huff in. We could have
Oh,
had
that
a
would have been
dance
funny.
off.
We probably could. Yeah,
You could probably get him.
we probably can get
Without tweeting.
I think we can get
Listen,
I think
I don't know if you're getting Derek now because much like Rocky 2, when Apollo's trainer's talking to him, he said, "We don't need any part of Josh McCool."
Yeah, no,
He's all wrong for us.
We'll do a dance off with Josh.
That's what I was saying.
They'll be epic.
Yeah,
Oh
in
my
studio.
God.
We'll do
He's
an
not
in
gonna
studio.
take that
In
fight.
studio
He's not gonna
dance
take that
off.
fight.
Can we get Josh to go take dance lessons first?
No, I don't want to ruin his natural talent.
Stop it. His dance. Look at
No,
McCool.
it'll give you even more moves
No.
to go along with the other ones.
It's gonna ruin his
I
natural.
have a solid stock of like 20 moves.
Yeah.
All move into one solid move.
You're the Bubba Watson of dancing. You're all
Schmoville
natural.
is coming. Schmoville is coming through. Amy Acker is getting tweeted out religiously here. And again,
Sorry.
the other, even if you're listening to this, by the way, if it's like 2 days after this was live, make sure that you do it as well too, because it'll be coming in on next Sunday and Monday. It'll be great. So keep doing that. And another thing, go to iTunes, Schmoes Know Movies, and rate and comment on there because we were about number 15 this morning on TV and film, and that's all you guys. So thank you so much. Let's take one more call from Schmoville, and then we're going to go to break, and we'll come back and we're going to talk about all these comments with the Man of Steel stuff that's going on. But hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
You think Josh McCouga is safe? Because I will find him.
Was this Bane?
No, it's the Time Lord, Mark Aquino.
Time Lord, what's up, Time Lord? So, what do you got, dude? How are you feeling about the show today? What stories did you like?
Well, if Joe is still in the room, congrats to him for breaking the hopefully true Star Wars story.
Yeah, we hope it's true too.
To Cross.
Yeah, that actually was that was something that we were very excited about too. Because Joe really worked hard on it too. Have you been reading a lot of Joe's columns on the site?
Oh yeah, definitely. Great stuff, man. Great stuff.
Cool. Well, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. I got one more thing to say before we let you go.
Yeah. I was in a heated debate with a friend of mine the other day about, like, you guys know about movie merchandise, right? You know, T-shirts, toys, that kind of thing.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
The toilet paper.
Like, what do you think was what is, in your guys' opinion, the best movie merchandise that you've ever seen and the worst?
Wow, that's
great. I think this is kind of like the internship, too, like how they had Google in the background for everything. So it's like product placement in movies, that kind of stuff. Or are you talking about, like, T-shirts and,
like products I can
lunchboxes?
actually buy.
Either way.
My favorite product placement in a movie is Taco Bell and Demolition Man. It's
Oh, that's great.
hysterical.
That's
It's
great.
futuristic Taco Bell.
Thank you, Time Lord.
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard
shell taco.
Like thinking about stuff.
Thank you.
Doritos.
I'm just here to make dad jokes.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a great one. The Taco Bell is because it's so random and that's the one restaurant that they have. And I mean, overall, like merchandising outside of the movies though.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars shit, man. It's just Star Wars beds and Star Wars. I mean,
But what's a specific thing that is like really just out there? That
A
you
replica of
good
the
one.
One Ring.
Oh yeah,
Nerd
true.
alert.
That's pretty good though.
I dropped the mic on that one.
Yeah,
Don't you guys have to say ripped apparel? Like,
That's right. I guess,
merchandise?
yeah,
that's true.
they crossbreed. They're in the lab
See?
taking one movie and one video game and then mashing them all up. Those guys are they're twisted
Awesome.
geniuses.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go to break here. We'll be back. When we get back, now we're going to talk about all the Man of Steel stuff and everything that happened with the review. No spoilers on the movie. No, we're not going to spoil anything in the movie, but there was something that happened when we released our review. There's a lot of angry people out there. So we're going to talk about some of that stuff that happened. Make sure, if you haven't seen our review, I would say go to youtube.com/schmoesknow. Check out the review, see what's going on, and look at some of the comments. And then what we're going to do is all of us are going to be looking at one comment that we thought was quite humorous, and we will be reading that. So right after the break, Mark Ellis, Kristian Harloff, Tiffany Smith, Cathy Kelley, the whole Schmoes Know crew will be back very soon. How about this one? This is for you, pal. This is
Toy Story.
I personally put this on there for you, the last one at the end here, because
Give me some Randy Newman. How many people over the years has Randy Newman sung out of suicide? You know, a lot of them.
This one was, I thought, was very appropriate.
Why is that, Christian?
Well, because here's the thing.
What's going on?
You and I have been doing this for a long time. This show of ours. No, but
since the early '70s.
Look, we argue more, just as much as anybody else. But the thing was, I don't understand how people have negative comments about a movie that they haven't seen. It makes no sense to me. Like, I understand how people get like very passionate about movies and stuff that they want to be good and stuff that they want to see, and I respect. And it goes back to the whole Star Wars thing. You know, we were talking about earlier. It's like, if you do things, professionally and respectfully, and if you have your opinion and you say things in an intelligent manner, then good for you.
Yeah.
But when you just say things like, "You're a fucking idiot. You don't like Man of Steel. Your fucking face smells," and it's like
you're only right about one of those things.
Yeah, right. But it's like, why do you say these things, first of all, if you haven't even seen the movie? It's like you didn't like the movie because of this, but you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So so a lot of that stuff happened, and that's why I have this song in it, because I got you back in this one, pal. I liked the movie.
You guys are like Buzz and Woody.
But look, I liked the movie better than you did.
You gave it in our review, which you can see on schmoesknow.com.
Yep.
I gave Man of Steel 3.25 out of 5 schmoes. Christian gave it 4.25 out of 5 schmoes, and that on Rotten Tomatoes, both of those are fresh, which means we both like the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Most people
not most people. There's some people out there.
It
was like, you know, the World War Z trailer where it's just the zombies piling on top of each other. That's what was attacking me.
Yeah.
That's how you feel in
just
life
a bunch
right
of
now.
crazy trolls going after me. Which, first of all, I would like to say to everybody, in my personal life, I really don't give a shit. Like, you can send shit that, oh, sorry, Mark, everybody's going after you. I really don't care.
Right.
I'm gonna get over this. The first rule of doing anything like this is that if
you
can't take it, you should not dish it out. Judge not, lest ye be judged yourself. That's in a Metallica song, and the Quran, as Tiffany knows.
All right. Well, but the thing, what I had.
I was going to say the only ethnic girl in the room, but
isn't the Quran the Christian one? I get them mixed up all the time. I'm sorry.
But
you
anyway,
are ridiculous.
Oh, that's the Bible. I knew that.
You
I knew
are
that
ridiculous.
one.
And it's Old Testament, right?
But what I want to do, I want to take calls from Schmoville in a little bit and see what they think about it, like, too. And again, like, listen, if you're listening to the show and you're a fan of the show and you left one of those comments that you're upset with Mark, call in.
It's frustrating more than anything else because there's nothing intelligent about it, and especially when you say, oh, like Mark didn't like this because he's a Marvel fanboy. How is that? Because I like the Avengers a lot? Does that automatically?
Right.
I'm only a fanboy of two things: the Olive Garden and the Washington Redskins.
I'm
Those
not
are the only
defending
two
what they're
things.
saying at all, but I do get where people are like, well, you feel like to some degree, because people ask me that all the time about comics, which do you like more, DC or Marvel? And it feels like you have to choose a side, like Star Wars or Star Trek. DC and Marvel are like that too. So people are like, if you really like all the Marvel movies, you have to like them more than you like the DC movies, which I don't agree with.
Yeah,
I
don't
like
either.
a good movie. I like
Right.
a good comic. I don't care which company.
Absolutely.
And
But
what was funny about all this also is the fact that we're like, again, a 4 out of 5 is a really good review. And like I said, I really liked the movie. I didn't love it. It wasn't as perfect as I wanted it to be, but I really liked it. I thought it was a good Superman movie. I got killed in this review too, and it's like the people were going, "You didn't like this." I go, "Well, actually, I gave it 4 out of 5 because we're two people." It's like, again, say your argument is like, Mark, I don't agree with you because, as opposed to saying you. So what are you getting angry for? You haven't even seen the fucking thing.
I'm just an anchor dragging you down, man.
No.
And I really apologize for that.
Basically, how I looked at it, I apologize for interrupting, but basically how I looked at it.
Hey, you're the guy from the TV segment on Schmoes Know.
Is that you guys reviewed it?
Yeah.
And if they were a girl that you met at a bar or a party, you would get her number, you would take her out to a nice dinner, and then
I have
maybe date her
no
for a
idea
bit.
where this is going.
I know where
Date
it's
her for a
going.
bit,
It's
but
a
maybe
girl
not
that-
be with her forever.
Yeah, she thinks she's a 10 and she's like an 8, you know? And
Maybe you guys just have some
this-
disagreements.
That's what you're
actually-
saying that the movie is. It thinks it's a 10, but it's an 8.
But
correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I have friends like that.
I think everyone does.
So here's what we did. So we all picked comments that we had heard that we'd seen on
these were
YouTube.
comments that were posted on our Man of Steel review that were maybe aimed at one of us, barbs that were thrown from the netherworld.
And so we're not going to do. We weren't going to do celebrity impression dating tonight, but we were going to do something kind of fun. We thought we'd pick one of these comments with the usernames and in a voice that we thought would be appropriate for the comment. We were just going to read them out. So we're going to let Riley, who's always great at voices and so he found one that he liked, and you please read the handle and then do the voice.
Oh, I don't have the handle.
Oh, you don't have the handle.
Yeah,
you just have the-
I was, I didn't
That's
know
okay.
if that's
All right,
weird.
that's okay.
But the person out there, you'll know. And
So, let me get this straight. Superman Returns, not enough action, too emotional. Man of Steel, too much action, not enough emotion. Is it that time of the month, ladies? Because you both sound like real bitches right now. I mean, really, come on.
Now to respond to that, I said I liked the action. I said, look, was there a little too much action? Sure, but did I care? No, because there was no action in Superman Returns at all.
Yeah.
So I liked the action.
But they're
in it.
combining our points,
I know.
though, because you, in a Superman Returns thing that we did, you said there wasn't enough action,
Yeah.
and then in this one, I said I wasn't a fan of the. I didn't say there was too much. I just said I wasn't a big fan of the action.
I want to know if that ball bag even saw the movie, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Probably not.
And look, I think the point a lot of people are missing here is that I go into the. It's not like I went into the movie hoping to hate it. I'm the exact
You are a
demographic
fuck.
for this movie. I'm a kid who just had hernia surgery. I want to believe in superpowers, man. I want to go there and I want to see a great Superman movie. And I was a little let down, but I still liked it.
I think a big part of it is that, like, there's so many trailers that come out for movies now.
That is a great point.
So
And this one-
many freaking trailers.
Mark Riley wrote an article on schmoesknow.com, and right now you probably shouldn't go there because of the
Spoilers.
It's heavy
It's heavy
spoiler.
spoilers,
Yeah.
but after you see it, you should. But he made a point in the fact that there was the trailers gave away so many of the emotional scenes that you may have been numbed from it a little bit.
I didn't watch any of the trailers. I stayed away
saw
from the
all the
trailers.
trailers.
I saw the first two and I did not see
Yeah, but
three
you
and I
saw-
did not see
you saw
four.
I
you know?
just think that with all the trailers, and the trailers are amazing, and I think everyone can agree
The
on that.
trailers are epic.
that-
Yeah. Are you excited
Even-
to see the movie, Kathy?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see it.
That no matter what you're going in,
Make sure you
whether
like it. When
tried
you
to
leave the
watch
theater,
it,
don't
are
get
really
to your.
high
Don't
expectations.
admit you had a problem with it
Yeah.
until you get to your car and you're in a safe place.
You know what? Why don't Schmovel, why don't you guys, by the way, go to the comment section right now and find one that you like, and I'll let you guys do this too. So I'm only going to take calls from people who are doing this. So make sure you go to the youtube.com/Schmoes
Yeah.
Know, find the Man of Steel review, pick an angry comment.
Find the
and
most venomous ones
Yeah.
you can because the venom
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
work.
yeah.
On
All
old
right.
Mark Ellis, I got it.
Who's got one? Makuga, you want to go? All right, Makuga, stick your mug in there. All right.
Okay, so the issue is that Superman is in fact a boring superhero. It's hard to identify and feel something for a man who is unstoppable. Mark, Kristian. Yeah, his powers are cool, but when it comes to an emotional level, it's hard to think, oh, this man might not make it out of this fight. Jerks. Who says that?
But the thing is, too, that guy, like, a lot of his argument, fine, but why do you got to throw in jerks? It's like, why do you throw that in there? Just like say, look, guys, here's the reason why, and just talk like a human. That's it.
Yeah, he
That's
almost had it there
He
until
was
his
there.
closer.
I was almost gonna be like, why'd you pick that guy? He's not that bad. And then the jerks.
He was like, Mark, Kristian.
Yeah, I mean,
like, just shut up,
it's like,
dude.
holy
Do
shit.
you think he's looking at this comment? He's like, I have a really well-written thought here. How do I end it? Do I say, thanks, guys? No, I know, jerks. That's what's going to get their attention.
All right, Joe's got one.
I love you, Mark, but fuck your opinion on this movie.
That's a pretty funny
See,
one.
I don't. And the snap.
That's a pretty funny one.
I don't mind that one, to be honest with
funny.
you. I don't
Yeah.
like. I don't mind a lot of that shit. I'm telling you, that's fine.
I like that one. All right, anyone else? I got a couple. Anyone else?
Oh, wow.
I really liked, it's just God, could you be any more depressing? But who it's written by, Lauren Bennett. I really hope that that's the Pussycat Doll, Lauren Bennett, who wrote this comment.
I read that comment, actually. That's a reply to someone else that was.
Oh.
She was actually defending us. I actually
Okay.
read that one. But yeah.
See,
yeah.
the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah.
They approve of you.
Fan of mine.
Yeah.
See, I don't need anybody else.
I got a really nice one, actually. This one was a little nicer, I thought. So
All right, good. Yeah, we need to change in the action.
You know, I don't know what that guy's name on the right is, but that homosexual sounds like he went to the theater hoping to watch Twilight 5.
I almost picked that one.
So did I. I was just looking at that.
That one was awful.
That's pretty good.
I mean,
That's pretty good.
They got you. The kid, you got one? You got to be confident. You got this one? All right. Not yet. All right. All right. You got another one, Mark? You got one?
No, I stopped reading them. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'll take another one too. This one was actually more well thought out than the rest of them. So there's a little more intelligence in this one.
I hate you, Mark.
I actually have a really intelligent one.
What do you got? What do you got?
Say, fuck you, Alice. He sucks big balls. That was well said, Tiger Shark 4223.
They seem to be bringing my sexuality into question.
No, now they're just commenting. They're commenting now that you're reading the comments.
All right, so I want to. Yeah, I think he was fucking around.
Good
All right,
ones.
Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got? Sweet.
Hello?
Is this
All right.
Tiger Shark 4233?
No, I think Tiger Shark was. He's a big fan. Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Sucks big balls. At least I'm
this is
sucking
Michael
big
Woods.
balls.
Hey, Michael, you got a comment for us?
Yeah, I got a comment. you ready? You ready?
We're ready. All right, what do you got?
On the contrary, these bitches deleted my comment so the world wouldn't see how appropriate my comment was. What?
I know who he's talking about. There was some guy. I put it as a spam comment because he was saying fags, and I was like, don't start throwing hate comments up here, dude. I'm not going to.
I prefer the term homosexual.
Right, but I mean, it's
fan of the Cosmo.
And I put something too. I guess I called him I said nice intelligence, a ball bag or whatever too, and then I put it on spam. And anyway, that was a great douchey comment. Thank you, dude.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call. All right, let's take another one. Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hi, this is Raul from Boston.
Raul, what's up, dude? So, Raul, you got a good comment for us?
Yeah, I actually found like this really funny one that's kind of like saying like, what the fuck is up with Ellis? I mean, did that hernia remove part of his brain? He is being a fucking asshole. I hate him so. And literally, as soon as I read that one, like earlier today, I tweeted Ellis and was like, why is he taking so much shit? I mean, he's not the Xbox One, you know?
I know. don't you think it's so silly in the fact, like, what's so funny is, like, Rotten Tomatoes is rotten. Mark's one of the guys he submitted. We're certified on Rotten Tomatoes. He submitted his score, and he's one of the fresh ones.
I'm like, the crazy thing is it's not 2 out of 5.
It's
4.
You know what? Yeah, but you know what?
Exactly. I mean, it's not like, like Biodome ratings or something.
I got to be honest with you, and I appreciate your tweet today. It was very nice of you. I make my living as a comic. I appreciate funny. That fucking hernia brain thing is hysterical.
Yeah.
If that's the level of comments we get, you keep those fuckers coming. That is really, really funny.
All right, dude, thank you for the call. These are hysterical.
There were 2 that came in, which, I mean, Kilroy Legend.
Yeah.
Really, Mark? I can't take you seriously anymore. Homeboy gave Green Lantern a better rating than this.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, well, that's the trouble you get into when you give a movie a rating. Is because I also gave After Earth 3.5 out of 5 schmoes, and I gave this 3.25 out of 5 schmoes.
That upsets me.
I have a feeling, but that's the difference. So again, like, even that comment that you read, though, that wasn't a bad comment. That was he's just asking. Yeah, right. So
look, I have a feeling that when you talk about After Earth versus this movie, I have a feeling that, and the box office receipts back me up, not a lot of people saw After Earth, and so a lot of people are just guessing that it's a shitty movie and it's nowhere near as good as Man of Steel because they want Man of Steel to be great, and I was one of those people. I walked into After Earth hoping it didn't suck. I walked into Man of Steel thinking this could be a 5 out of 5.
Right.
And look, the movie just let me down. And you talk about getting excited about movies. I know how to differentiate between hype and just buying into something, being a fanboy, and wanting it to be great. But when I walk into something like Much Ado About Nothing, that doesn't have to do as much because Superman, if you're a Superman movie and you're rebooting this, you better be fucking great. That's a personal affront. That's no. Listen to this.
All right.
Much Ado About Nothing. Okay,
he's getting fired up. He's getting fired
Mario,
up.
It's like the Miami
Don't
Heat.
let your hernia blow up your
Mario Chalmers. Okay, if that guy has 15 points and 7 boards, that's a great game for him. If LeBron James has 15 points and 7 boards, everybody's writing about why does LeBron James suck all of a sudden. Superman movie should be held to a higher standard.
Now, listen, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but my thing is that I think that it did live up to a bigger standard. I think that I was waiting forever to see Superman kick the kind of ass that he does in this movie because you didn't get to see that back in the Donner ones because they didn't have the type of technology that they have today. There was a lot more emotion and character development in the Donner ones, but I'm okay with that because I have the Donner ones in my life already, so I'm okay with this new type of Superman to where I see kick-ass. Give me more character development in the second one, which I hope we get to because I was never bored once in this movie. Yeah. Never bored, and I was entertained the whole way through, and I thought that it was a Superman movie.
I don't don't want to review the movie now. I want to wait till next week. Or you can just go to our fucking review.
Well, you can watch the review. We're going to do a spoiler review on it. And then next week, we're going to be with Catherine Reitman. She's going to join us in the studio. We're going to do spoiler heavy. But let's take another comment. Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hello?
Hey, man, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hi, I'm Reed from Kansas City. I actually just saw the movie, 7 o'clock for the Walmart.
Don't give any spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So
where
I
do you
really liked the movie,
Okay.
actually. I can agree with everything Mark said. I was a little bit disappointed.
Okay, so
I think everyone just came into this movie thinking it was going to be an emotional movie, but it really was just an action-packed summer movie that you would want to see.
Okay, so you're more on the 4 out of 5 ranking, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a little bit, but I actually looked at the comments and everyone getting mad at Mark, and I could tell. I was so confused why so many people were mad because they haven't even seen the movie.
Exactly.
Well, no, let me ask you a question because you just saw the movie. After seeing the movie, am I A, homosexual, or B, a ball bag?
Can I take C, none of the above?
All right,
Smart play.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. So, I mean, those are the type of calls that you want to get, and that's the type of stuff that he's like. Well, you know what? I'm not going to judge yet. You know why? Because I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah,
it's like people who. It's like imagine people actually wanted to see Battlefield Earth, and before people saw, it, we're like, no, it's just going to be a good movie, and then they're like, oops, but it's not that level. But obviously, you know.
Well, and again, you didn't really say anything that bad about it. You weren't like, this is the worst movie. Like if you came out and said this is the worst movie I've ever seen. Then I could see people getting angry. But you being like, there were a couple of things that like...
It's because like everybody expects Man of Steel to be great. So when you talk about the movie and you have to talk about how you actually felt, there's just like, I was let down. And you have to talk about that.
I think they're all frustrated because they already bought their tickets to the midnight showing.
Well, I saw it, and I'm going to the midnight showing tonight.
I want to see it again. Look,
are you?
I'm going tomorrow.
I think most people are going to be on the side of that dude who just called in. I do. I think they're going to be a little higher than you. I think they're going to be more on the side of agreeing with your points and saying, look, I really enjoyed it. I had a fun ride. Like I said, Riley, you weren't bored at all, right?
No.
No, see, me either. No. And I think a lot of people, I think there's going to be tons of people on your side too, Mark. Yeah. I just think that
I just want you to watch our reviews for more than the rating. That's like being a baseball fan, but you never watch the game. You just look at the box score. Like, our reviews are entertaining if you watch them.
Right.
Like, they're for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
You know? It's just,
and I think a lot of people are going to feel differently maybe when they see it. I've tried not to tell too much to my friends because I have seen it and I don't want to spoil it and I don't want people to go in with changed or affected expectations, and I want to be able to talk to them about it after and be like, so this like as soon as Mark's out, I was texting him, I was like, how about this, how'd you feel about this?
Right.
Yeah. I was wondering, actually, I want to introduce something about the hype machine, the fact that there was so much trailers and there was that early word that is the most brilliant of all superhero movies that was coming out, that maybe this is an after effect of that.
Well, let's take another call from Schmoeville here. Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey, Kristian. It's Tony Marr from Santa Barbara.
Tony, what's up, man? Hey, so Tony, what do you got? You got a good comment for us?
I wrote in a comment earlier, pretty much just kind of mentioning what I thought was so brilliant about Chris Nolan's directing on Batman, as opposed to what I'm hearing about Snyder doing Superman. Nolan did such a great job mixing in humor and the action and the drama so well, where it all came together as a great product. But from what I'm hearing with Zack Snyder, it sounds like he hasn't really done that very well. And I'm pretty much just giving a positive review to Chris Nolan, because you heard me bash Nolan so many times.
Well, you came around,
that was pretty much my comment.
All right. Well,
what's that?
No, and you came around to it after thinking about it. I get it. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, is that, you know, it's one of those things. Again, you have to wait to see the movie, and then you may be more emotionally attached to Mark was. You don't know, and that's why I'm very curious when people come back to the comments after they see the movie. Now, what are they going to say?
Yeah, but it's nice having hate on the internet too. It means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know, it's growing pains. This is the Schmoes. We're going through puberty right now, and it's painful and it's weird. It's you're going to get the stuff where there was no stuff before, and in this case, it's just negative trolling comments. But
we got a good one that came in too. Daniel at Fireman Dan 86 said he got one. My personal favorite was from Sing Sing. He says, "You guys suck." It's a really good one.
I can't argue with that logic.
Do they have the internet in prison? Sing Sing.
Sing Sing. I don't know. Hey, you're in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hello.
Hello.
Where are you calling from?
Hello, Schmoes. This is Thomas from Florida.
Thomas, what's up, dude? Where are you calling from? St. Pete or something?
No.
All right.
I saw Man of Steel tonight for the special Walmart premiere.
Yes, sir.
And it was a good movie, and everybody that posts stuff in the comments probably didn't see the movie or anything. I'm actually in the comments right now.
So what were your overall thoughts of the movie?
Don't give any spoilers.
It was good, and I mean, Zack Snyder makes good films. I have seen Watchmen, Guardians of Gahul. I have yet to see 300 though.
Okay.
I did not see it. I have yet to see it though.
Okay, so do you
Just watch Gahul again, man. That's like 300 with owls.
Now, seeing the movie, do you see any of the points that Mark was making in the review?
Yeah.
Okay.
We squeezed the out.
No, but he did.
He doesn't want to get hate on his social media right now either.
No, but he saw it.
The movie felt a little rushed to me.
Rough. Okay.
I mean, it just did. Like, I kind of noticed that in Guardians of Gahul, it felt rushed too.
Rushed.
I've only seen 3 movies. Are all of his movies rushed like that?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think so.
Same tone.
He's very fast paced too. I mean, again, and I'm not giving any spoilers to the thing. I thought Amy Adams was great as Lois Lane. I just thought the romantic relationship between her and Superman was a bit rushed. So, but again, I didn't give a shit as much as I think Mark did.
As much as Ballbag did.
As much as Ballbag over here did. All right, thanks for the call, man.
Hey, Mark. Wait. I'm getting a little confused now. Mark Ellis. Who's Mark Ellis again?
Hey,
this
thanks.
is my first time calling in, so I'm kind of a little nervous.
That's okay. Don't be nervous.
Right, yeah.
Mark Ellis is.
Who gave the 3.25?
That would be Mark. Mark gave it 3.25. This is Kristian. Kristian gave it 4.
I don't disagree anything. I mean, just saying I'm kind of. I agree with you about the rating.
Okay.
All right. Thank
There
you
you
very
go.
much,
Yeah.
sir.
Thanks, dude.
Florida's got my back.
All right, Florida's got your back. All right,
And they're the swing vote.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the swing vote. Sure, let's take one more call from Schmoville. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hey, it's Tony again. And about the comments that I've been bashing Mark Ellis, I want to say to Ellis that I defend his review of the movie. I haven't seen the movie, by the way, but I defend his review because, he still liked the movie. He still thought it was pretty good, but just not everything came together so well. Just certain things worked, but I defend him. He does not deserve any hate from anyone. I don't know why he's getting killed by all these people, but yeah, just want to say that he does not deserve any of that.
Nice. All
It's
right.
a good, honest review. And same thing with you, Kristian.
Thanks, Tony.
Tony Mora. So
Tony
I
Mora.
got love in Florida, which I would love to vacation.
Yeah.
Tony's up in Santa Barbara. Good wine up in Santa Barbara. I think I'm okay.
All right, let's take one more call then from Schmoville. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Kansas supporting me as well.
Hey, it's Jared Silvera.
Hey, man, what's up, dude? So what do you got for us tonight?
I got a comment about Mark Ellis.
You got you have your own comment or a comment that you're reading from the?
I'm reading.
Okay, one that you're gonna read. Okay, let it rip.
All right. Wow, Mark Ellis, you rated Iron Man 3 higher than this. Iron Man 3 plot never made sense. If you had watched Superman cartoons, I think you would have enjoyed this movie more.
That's not. I don't know if that's necessarily hateful though. I think again,
it's not hateful.
No,
but
no,
I
thank
hate
you. No,
when-
but it's a good point to make. Thank you, dude.
When people give me homework, like, oh, if you had done this, and then you
Yeah.
had done this, and
Right.
then you went to this college instead of that college, if you had lived your life differently up until the time when you got into the theater, then you would have loved this movie. I kind of know how to do this,
Let me
guys.
ask you a
I
question.
kind of know how to sit in a movie
Yeah.
and judge whether I liked it or not.
Now, let me ask you a question too, because I didn't want to answer for you. Obviously, in his comments, did you enjoy Iron Man 3 more than Man of Steel? Not that it's wrong or right, just curious.
Yeah, because Iron Man 3, I didn't like the twist, and I thought the movie fell flat after that. But the first hour of Iron Man 3 was just funny, and it was full of life, and you could feel the passion in there. And I just didn't feel that with Man of Steel as much.
Okay.
It was a little more of a dead leg.
And I really thought too, because I was like, how did I feel compared to the two of them? And I feel like Iron Man, because we were so connected already to the characters, they didn't have to do any of that emotional building. So if it was action packed, all action all the time, I was okay with it because I already felt connected to them.
Iron Man 3 had a harder job.
In this case, I'm like, I feel like. I don't want to give anything away, but I agree with you. I liked Iron Man 3 better. Even
Iron Man 3 had a harder job to do because you
twist.
didn't have you couldn't retell an origin story. Superman already knew what they were doing. They already knew, okay, this is where we go and this is where we go and this could be an emotional moment. That could. Iron Man 3, they had to come up with everything right there. And the best hour, like my favorite movie this summer so far is Star Trek. Yeah. But the best hour I've had in a theater was the first hour of Iron Man 3.
See, I'm on the opposite side. I like Man of Steel a lot more than Iron Man 3, just because for my you had me for 45 minutes, and then I didn't give a shit about you anymore. Once it's like, wait, who's that? What? I'm like, and again, I go back to what I said. Like, as a Shane Black movie, it's clever, it's funny, but as an Iron Man movie, a superhero movie compared to this superhero movie, Man of Steel is a much better superhero film, 100%, in my opinion, anyway. What's up?
I'm also because I saw Iron Man 3 twice. I'm like, sometimes my opinion changed a little bit. The Hobbit, same thing happened when I saw it twice.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how I'll feel after seeing it tonight.
Cathy, you do a lot of stuff on TV and with the internet and stuff. Have you ever gotten like some hate comments?
I got the most amazing 3-part YouTube comment because they didn't have enough characters for one comment about how.
What's the limit on YouTube?
500 or
500. So they wrote an essay.
1,500 words.
What was it?
Is it entertaining?
Yes, it was about how every single thing that I say is wrong. My opinions are wrong on everything, but that my 2 co-hosts on the show are amazing.
Oh man,
that guy was
yes.
way out of
But
line.
then my boss, Kevin Undergaro, Maria's boyfriend, he basically told me, he's like, the fact that someone wrote that out is just amazing because any hater, they would come up to you and they'd be like, oh, I'm your biggest fan. So.
It's funny.
But those are the worst ones, too, when you do more than a one-man operation and they talk about how great Kristian is. Or like when I do a solo one, they're like, where's Kristian? It's like, you didn't fucking show up today. This is who you got.
Before we go again, Mark, you got the thick skin. It was a lot of fun to talk about this stuff. Next,
bring it.
Yeah, next week we're going to do a full spoiler-heavy show with Catherine Reitman. Before we get to say goodbye to our guests, and Steve Byrne.
From, Steve Byrne, who's the star of Sullivan and Son, would actually Sullivan and Sons. You guys are around. Watch TBS tonight. This second season of Sullivan and Son is debuting, and Steve Byrne's a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
He'll be on the show next week too. He's a huge Superman.
Yeah.
Fan.
He's from Pittsburgh.
He's from Pittsburgh. Before we,
he's my friend, Josh. You can't have him.
Before we take off and say goodbye to our guests and give everybody plugs and whatnot, I wanted to bring the kid over to that mic over there because the kid was telling me something about someone that he ran into while he was in New York. All right, the kid. So you got to stick your face all the way in that mic.
So I was, New York is great because it's much more common than here in LA, I think, to have actors walk in the street. So
do you think it's more common in New York? Walking around. I don't know.
Well, theater district, especially because a lot of actors go see other, actors on Broadway. So I'm walking up with a friend. It's in March, and I'm walking up 45th, and I see, and I'm good usually about recognizing people. I see Shia LaBeouf completely.
Shia who?
LaBoots.
Okay.
Head completely shaved, and that was a new look. So I was like, probably people are not recognizing him. So. And I look at him and we make eye contact, and as he looks up, his eyes are so big and so red. He's completely stoned.
Beautiful. All right, now I'm going to ask this because Schmoville has given me shit about it too. So I just because of the fact that I've met the guy a couple of times, I had my own opinion, and I'm going to ask you, totally unbiased.
Right?
Is he a douche?
Okay, so this is what happens. We make eye contact, and he's on a date, by the way. He was, holding hands.
How'd the broad look?
Is she hot?
And sure.
Right.
Cute.
That was like a Mark Ellis Man of Steel endorsement.
And he passes
3.25.
I wouldn't have bothered him if it wasn't for the fact my friend Catherine, she's busting my balls all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Shia are gonna get married. They
Show
thought
off
it would
for
be
the girl.
nice to ask for an autograph.
Yeah.
So I was like, nobody's around. I think he's not gonna mind. I take a few steps. I was like, Shia, do you mind if could I have an autograph? I had actually a piece of paper, and he's like, yeah, and he keeps walking.
Wow. So he's a nice guy.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you didn't have a piece of paper?
No, I did have like a piece of paper.
He had paper and a pen, and so Shia LaBeouf looked at him, said he minded, turned his back on the kid, and walked away. Said, no, he's a nice guy.
Wow.
All right, so let's.
Hey.
All right, yeah, Tio. All right, so let's get into saying, Cathy, again, you joined us. You've been great as always, and we'd love to have you on the show. Please come back again.
Yeah.
Where can they find you? What's going on?
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley. I have a baking blog, which Josh actually
CathyCooksandStuff.blogspot.com.
That is the best
nice.
endorsement ever.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then I'm also at AfterBuzz TV, so Maria Menounos is online network doing a lot of shows there.
Great. Make sure you check that out too. Tiffany at Tiffany's Tweets. Tiffany's got Stacked on Saturdays.
Yeah, Stacked Saturday, and we're going to do Birthright, Superman, and Superman Unchained. I was going to do all Superman, but also Killjoys came out this week, so I've got to talk about Killjoys. Gerard Way's comic.
So make sure you check that out, and then
Oh, God.
At Bob Finstock.
Yeah, at Bob Finstock, the winner of the Rocky Trivia. Yeah, and make sure
He
go on.
smells like beer.
If you have not subscribed to Schmo Plus, go to Schmo Plus, subscribe there on YouTube because we have all these videos. We're going to have the video of Bob Finstock walking JTI around with a leash. Make sure you go to schmoesknow.com to where you can find all the articles, you can find all the podcast stuff, everything you need, all Joe's interviews, articles, all that stuff. Josh McCouga at Josh McCouga, and start again Schmo Plus. Josh McCouga is doing a lot of stuff on Schmo Plus, and it's a lot of fun. The Kid at Schmo Kid. Mark Ellis at at Ellis5150. At
Maybe you don't get my Twitter handle out this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you let everything breathe.
At Kristian Harloff. At Schmoes Know.
At Riley Around.
Yeah. So and at Cosban. Tell at Cosban you miss him.
Have fun at
tell
Buffalo
him where
Wild
to put
Wings.
those stripper dollars.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And subscribe to and again follow Toad Hop too at Toad Hop Network. For the Schmoes Know Podcast, Tiffany Tweets, Mark Riley, Kristian Harloff, Josh McCouga, JTI, the whole crew. Peace out, Mother F's.
Tell me you can put him in the guy's G-string.
Could do that.